everyone? Welcome to the Blind Wave Podcast. It is Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live at twitch.tv/blindwave. We're all here.
Hi. I don't need this.
Aaron's head's getting cut off.
Why are you always cutting off my head?
Well, I moved it down because you were slouching.
I wasn't. I was probably sitting like this.
You're a sloucher.
Not. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Calvin will not be joining us today because
He's eating a cookie. I can sense it.
Huh?
I can sense it.
Oh, is that what
How did
happened?
you know?
You probably saw him.
The chocolate chip.
Oh, okay.
I can
Sorry.
tell.
We don't exist outside of the camera, do you?
Oh, yeah, we don't have legs either. Right?
Yep. I hovered over here.
Then why we gotta do squats? I had 190 squats Monday.
So we can lift more clothes.
190.
But they're all self-inflicted, correct?
What?
Technically. You chose
Well,
to play the game.
I said that I would not do more than how many deaths I've had, so they could redeem per my death. And there was 1 week where they didn't. They didn't redeem as many as I died, which is nice.
that's
This
nice
week
of
they
them.
made sure to redeem every single one. So they've also been having to team up and work together because everyone keeps losing bucks. They keep on trying to bet and gamble them away,
Fools!
Nice.
trying to strike gold, but not
So did
working
you
yet.
beat Dark Souls?
I have not beaten Dark Souls.
Okay.
I am probably going to be beating it Monday,
Ooh.
most likely. So
Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/blindwave.
yes, I do believe. Well, yeah, right here where we are right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Or if you're on YouTube, click the link down in the description. But yeah, most likely we will be. I think I finished up all of the DLC, at least the bosses in the DLC.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else I need to go back, look around for, or any of that secrety stuff and whatnot. But been doing pretty well.
So you're
I'm at
out
like
of the
200
tutorial area?
I'm at like 230. No, I imagine the tutorial ends whenever I beat the game.
You're at 230 what?
I think I'm at like 230 deaths.
Oh. Okay.
So, it's been going okay.
So they can hope for like a 250 maybe.
I'm hoping to
So-
not pass 250.
Next, you're going to stream I Want to Be the Guy?
No, that's a Calvin game.
No, it's really not.
No,
But I
still-
will tell you that a game that's you is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
I don't know, Calvin. I don't know if that's such
That's
a
a
good
game
idea.
for you.
I Want to Be the Guy's pretty great when it doesn't crash. Speaking of that, Deadly Premonition 2, pretty great. Hasn't crashed.
It hasn't
Oh.
crashed yet.
Not yet.
I thought that was going to be your transition.
No.
Crashes all the time, but it's a great game.
I mean, I'm always. It is a horror game, and I'm in a constant sense of dread that it's going to crash. So it is using all of its tools to its effectiveness.
Okay.
I feel like.
You feel like.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But I did beat another game that I put 80 hours into that I'm very excited about.
80.
Yeah, so I got a little burnout on it, and it's mostly my fault. It's not the game's fault. Like, when I started out, I loved it so much, I was doing 100% of everything. And I think if I had done it again, I might not do that for Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of sub-mechanics in that game. Like, you are a professor at a school, you're teaching students, and, like, you can put a lot of time into that stuff. And I put all the time into it. Not only did I do every single mission and side mission you can do in the game, but I also got everyone's relationships with everybody up to the maximum, which was no small feat and took a considerable amount of time. But I did get burned out for like 2 months. I stopped playing it, and I just went back to it yesterday, started playing it again. Turns out I was 2 missions away from the end.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
So, Blue Lions for life. I just lost her name. Of the one that I married at the end. God damn it. It just left my head. It
You
was
must
there,
love her.
and now it's gone, which is a real shame.
Well,
That's a shame.
at least you cared.
It wasn't Dorothea, although I did recruit her. Shawnee.
Shawnee.
Yeah.
That was it. The
Just
mercenary
Shawnee?
archer.
Huh.
No, she was the only one that was not my student. So that's the one I went with.
Gotcha.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Well, it was a hell of a week.
Hell of a week.
Yeah, there we go. Because we did finally get our channel back.
Yeah, we've been
this
having issues
week.
with that.
Yes, indeed.
So it's been a crazy, I guess, like 3-week period now getting there. But Yeah, we did everything we could to get videos out to people, but still, the vast majority of subscribers are catching up this week because, man, it's been crazy. Like every morning, on Monday, like at 4 a.m., our channel, we lost a strike on our channel, so we were able to start uploading. So,
well, I forget what time you told me, but like you told me a time. It's going to be up by then.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at stuff. I was like, I don't see any videos yet.
Nope.
But I'm not going to bug Eric about it.
Yep. So whenever you dispute a strike and you try to get it taken off, it was two options to do it. You can actually contact the company and they can remove the strike, and then you can go from there, or you can put in a counter notification, and then it's going to take, they say, 10 to 14 days. That 14 days, they then further clarify saying it's 10 business days, but depending when you put that counter notification in, it might be 14 days max, right?
Yeah.
So I waited until the 14th day. I was hoping and praying on that 10th business day, ooh, it's going to release tonight. It'll release tonight. Nope, didn't release. I'm like, okay. So I waited and waited and waited, and finally on Saturday at 7:41 p.m., it had officially been 14 24-hour days.
Ooh.
And I'm like, all right, it should clear. It didn't clear, I even gave it a little bit of leeway. I told you, 8 p.m., it should be good,
Yeah.
I'll give it 20 minutes. Anyway, it didn't clear. So then the next day, I ended up being on chat with Google representatives for like hours and hours and hours, trying to be like, hey, I need this cleared. I got to get this going. Because in my head, I'm going, I have a lot of work I'm going to have to do to get this stuff caught back up. And I'd love to do that on the weekend. And it didn't happen. And I said, okay, I finally was able to talk to somebody. And he's like, well, it's the weekend. We'll give it until Monday when they can get in and take care of that. And in my head, I'm just going like, isn't that why it's 14 days? Because that covers 2 weekends in case it happens. Like, it's been 16 days now, Like, this document says 10 to 14, not 16. So, I don't know. I was just kind of like driving myself crazy a little bit, just trying to get it up as soon as possible. And they were like, do you have any feedback? And I'm like, yes.
It's more like the cable guy.
Yeah.
It's a loose
idea
of when they're coming.
So say, is it 14 days, or do they say 14 business days? Because that might
it's
be
10
another thing
business
too.
days. The 14 days are supposed to include 2 weekends to cover for that,
Yeah.
But somehow, for us, it got up to 16 days. And on the 16th day, at 4 a.m., it finally cleared. So we came in on Monday, did our usual stuff, and then I stayed that night using the internet here, because if I was doing it at home, it would have taken me hours and hours and hours to upload everything. The internet we have here is baller, so I was able to do it all in like 2 hours, just getting things preloaded. And then we had this idea that, well, we don't want to put up literally 40 videos in a day. People that are subscribed but maybe don't watch all of our stuff might be like, fuck, man, you're all on my feed. I'm getting rid of Blind Wave,
Yeah.
So the strategy right now has been every day when a new thing drops on YouTube, it'll catch up that show that day. So that's why you might have seen 2 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine pop up with one on early access. But because our channel, the 3 strikes were given on a Wednesday, you got 2 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it shows on Monday, shows on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you had 3 episodes popping up.
3
So,
Lucifers.
Yeah. Definitely gave hope to a lot of people that were like, please, 2 episodes of Naruto in a week, and well, you got it.
Yep, that's
You had
it.
to miss a week to get it.
So this week,
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, we'll do 2 every 2 weeks.
Exactly. So anyway, it's been a lot of work, but I'm glad that everybody has been able to watch all the stuff they've missed. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, in case it ever happens again, always check our community page post on YouTube. Check our social media. Like, we were still posting the videos, even if you didn't see them.
Yeah, and we do have now a second channel just in case things are to happen, and in a week and a half it hit 10,000 subscribers. I think we started it with there was 20 or 200 or something like that on there.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like a backup thing. But it got over 10,000, so that's nice.
It was.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's primarily been my week.
Most of the week's been trying to get that back up and figuring out what we're gonna do, and
yeah.
then for you this week it's been got to put all these videos up slowly.
It generally
over the
takes
course
me
of the
15 minutes. Once I get everything uploaded, it's 15 minutes to do the YouTube stuff, the Patreon stuff, the website stuff, and anything else.
Once you're in that groove.
Yeah, and once you get in that groove, I can get things up pretty quickly.
But, like,
I
when
come
I
in
have
like a
to
half
do it-
hour early during the day and put stuff up, you know? But with this, with it being like, it's technically now I'm in 4 videos per video a day.
Yeah.
It takes me much, much longer, so... Like, sometimes I go to bed thinking, like, I gotta get up early, get this stuff up, you know? So,
Yeah.
I've been doing
But
that.
now we can say that we are Blue Wave.
We are Blue Wave.
You are, in fact, Blue Wave.
Yeah.
You guys Blue Wave?
And people are saying that they should do a 10K celebration video.
We should for Blue Wave.
I saw someone else say that maybe you guys can get another play button,
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
which that would be
man.
funny. So
We'd probably get that one quicker than we would get our gold one.
perhaps. But yeah, no, yeah, that's been busy. For me, for the most part through the week, has been trying to figure out what we're doing with the kids.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for me, but I've been trying to help or de-stress Melanie because she's been trying to figure out a lot
You
of that
mean in
too,
terms of the
because
school year
we don't know
coming
what to
back?
do with the kids for the school year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been a lot of, like, besides work has been a lot of my, like, day things too, is like, I know Melanie's busy with this.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly I should do to help her with it. Maybe we can find something to do where she's not stressing so much,
Yeah.
or calm down, or I don't know. So, but yeah, and then Ayla turns 4 or something here soon,
Yeah.
so that's happening. What?
Yeah.
It's a kid. No, this weekend I think it is. We have what day of the week is today?
Thursday.
Yeah, it's a
Sixth.
6th. Yeah, I forget her birthday. It's it's like the 10th or something.
After the first couple, it was like, there's too many. There's too many to remember.
Yeah, there's 2 of them in December. I mix them up all the time. Ayla's is in August. It's the newest one, and the other one's in October. So we gotta take care of all those coming up here soon. And it's like, well, what do you do for a birthday party? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stay home and do the same thing you do every day, I guess, right?
Calvin,
Yeah.
have you had any kind of like petty vindication of like, we always give you shit like, you were homeschooled, and now everybody's like, I think the best thing to do is homeschool. And you're like,
I
exactly.
have felt vindication since schools closed down. Have
Yes,
everyone
COVID's
experience
terrible,
the
but-
best way of education.
Well,
yeah.
it's the best way of education depending on who your parents are.
Yeah.
I
But
feel like.
the real lesson is teaching yourself how to learn. That
True.
is the real lesson.
Yeah, I suppose.
And everyone learns a different way. So
Yeah.
you have to teach yourself a different way to learn.
What?
He's right.
No, he's definitely right.
I have to learn a different. I have to teach
I
myself
can't-
a different way to learn.
I can't teach you my way of learning because you learn a different way. So you have to teach yourself the way that works for you.
Oh, I thought you were telling me that I had to teach myself a different way than the way I want to be taught.
No. I mean, sometimes if you don't want to learn, you have to learn somehow, but
I think our plan right now is trying to figure out, like, getting them a homeschool method right now, and then once schools seem to be in a better condition, instead of like all these schools that are opening up for like a day or a week, and then they're getting coronavirus like quarantine things that they have to start doing because
Yep.
it's starting to spread in the schools already. Like, once things have calmed down and that's kind of passed, then putting them back in school and letting them go that way, just because, like, Melanie was starting to get a little excited that this year, because Ayla was going to do like full-time school, and she's
Sure.
like, I'm going to have like day to do stuff,
Like,
you know, like
my own time.
yeah, like there'll be no kids, because
Yeah.
before what it would be is like, all right, Ayla has preschool this time to this time, and then Kanan has preschool right after she picks up Ayla, so she drops off him, so she always had a kid anyway.
Yeah.
But she's like, I'm finally gonna have like time during the day where there's no kid, so we'll get to that part hopefully eventually, whenever
Yeah.
this stuff calms down and vaccines or whatever.
yeah.
You know, whatever happens.
Yeah. Rick, you had said this week you were talking about, like, the way I learn is I write things down. Like, even just the action of writing something down,
Yeah.
it kind of solidifies in your mind.
Yeah, so if I'm like reading something that I want to remember, whether it's like a history book or even like,
And this is true for a lot of people.
yeah, even The Hobbit or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
I will just take notes as I'm reading it as if I was going to be tested on it, and I'll usually just throw the notes away.
Sure.
But it just helps solidify it in my mind, just to like have that level of comprehension on it.
Yeah.
It's
The-
something I've
the
done for a
act-
long time.
The act of focusing on what you're writing makes you remember the words better. rather than just reading them and comprehending them. Like, it's not stored in your brain, right? It's not in your, what is it, the hippocampus? Mm-hmm. It's in the prefrontal cortex.
Yeah,
So
what I found out was happening was I can read really fast.
Yeah.
But I would read a chapter and be like, what the hell happened in that chapter?
Oh,
No,
it's
yeah.
like that thing when you're falling asleep and you keep rereading the same thing. You're like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude,
Yeah, I get you.
I've done times when I'm reading and I go
Yeah.
through like 2 pages and then I'm like, what did I just read? And I go back 2 more pages. I'm like, okay, I remember this part. And then I start reading again.
Yeah.
Because I'm just
Yeah.
like reading it, but I'm not like retaining it.
Sure.
You'd think all that would make my handwriting better, but it has not. It just has not at all.
No.
Now you need more practice, Rick.
I do.
That's what it is.
you need to read more. Make your
So,
handwriting better.
I do need to read more. Yeah.
I think for me, what is the word? Auditory?
Mm-hmm.
Being able to hear somebody say something, I think I'm better at it. And
Yeah.
it actually works better if I'm...
That's ironic.
Yeah, I know.
You
Yeah.
know, like,
Right?
like yours isn't like
Well, it's because I
writing-
focus so much on hearing.
Maybe, yeah. I was gonna say it would be like if you were just writing down,
Yeah.
you're like, this helps me remember it. But ironically, it's not. It's like if I
Yeah.
hear stuff, I remember it better.
Now, if someone's like a teacher in front of me is like speaking to me, it's actually better for me to not focus looking at them and just listening. Like in school, I just did a lot of doodles, you know, but I feel like I retained a lot of that information. And then now, you know, if I'm reading a book and stuff, I think I'm decent at it, but I won't remember as much as like an audiobook, and I'm focusing on like cleaning or mowing the grass or drawing or something.
Yeah.
Like my mind is occupied, but not so much that I need to pay attention too much, you know? That seems to be has been the best way for me, at least in my adult life. I mean, as a kid, I was just a terrible student drawing dragons, so.
Mine
Yeah.
is kind of the opposite. Like I struggle with audiobooks a lot.
Yeah.
And I have to take notes or else I just don't remember anything when it comes to audiobooks. I'm more of like a sight kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, one of the books I remember the most is one that I listened to for like months driving like a 12-minute drive, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it would be like, all right, going here, back, you know? And it's however many hour-long audiobook, and I'm just listening to little bits at a time. And I remember that one better. It's one of my favorite books.
Oh, yeah?
But I also remember, like, I remember songs really easily. And I don't know if that's the music side of things.
Sure.
Or if it's the actual, like, hearing and audio side of things or what.
But even with that, though, like I've been watching Hamilton a lot just because I'm a big fan right now. Mm-hmm. But when I listen to it and not actually watch it, I'm able to retain the words a lot better, you know? Like when I'm watching, I'm just getting distracted by just what's on screen. But like if I just put it in my pocket and do something else and I'm hearing the song, I can just remember that stuff. So I think it's
one of the
auditory.
biggest bummers for me is like you don't get the lyrics with your music anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't get the CD.
Ah, that was yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And so like I can't remember any lyrics
Yeah.
unless I read them and then hear the song. Like if I just listen to the song, I just can't remember them, no matter how many times I listen to them.
I remember having a cassette, recording a song that I liked. I think it might have been like maybe Gorillaz or something. I don't know. But I didn't have the cassette. I didn't have the CD, but it was on the radio all the time. So I had a cassette that I would wait for it to come on, and I recorded it. And then I'd have to like take that recording and like play back and then write down what they're saying.
Yeah,
But then
like
it's
the
going
rap.
too fast. I'm like, fuck. Okay, and then he says that and do that for an hour. And then I have the lyrics because he couldn't just look that shit up back then,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
See, the thing with having, with not having the lyrics, that's how you always got those, like, misheard lyric things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people arguing over, like, what the lyrics really are to a song. It's like, no, it's this.
Yeah, right.
No, it's dabba dee dabba die. It's like, no, it's if I was green, I would die. It's like, that's not what it is. You know, like, it's just funny to hear, like, those kind of thoughts, too. But, Rick, nowadays, you can just open YouTube, type in a song, type in lyrics after the song title.
And
you'll
someone's
just-
already done the work.
You'll just find a lyric
I know.
title thing. It's
Like doing and like as it
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah.
Or like a
Karaoke.
lyric music video
Yeah.
where they just play the lyrics
Yeah,
so you
they-
can read along.
they make those now for the videos rather than just a straight up. They'll make a music video and then here's the lyric music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also do that for like karaoke and stuff like that, where they have like the little ball dancing around on top of the words
Yeah.
as you go along.
Of course, I have watched some lyric videos that are made by not the people who did the song or whatever, and their lyric, I'm like, that lyric's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that
I've
was
seen a
wrong.
couple of those.
So it happens sometimes.
It's a lot easier to rewind a digital copy of a song rather than a cassette tape.
True. I remember having a cassette tape. I did the same thing that Eric did. Like I had a cassette tape because I didn't have a CD player. I had a cassette player, you know, and I was listening to an oldie station and I would record. I'd hit record and I'm saving this one. And then, like, I'm listening to more. I'd be, like, by the pool, whatever. And I had the radio sitting, like, right next to the pool where I could run over and hit the record button.
Yeah.
So I used that tape whenever I was mowing the grass. So I'd have my Walkman,
Yeah.
and then I got really good because I would practice where, oh shit, the tape needs flipped over, and I had one hand while still mowing the grass, hit the eject button, flip it around, put it back in, close it, hit the play button, and keep going.
Oh,
Such
that was
a fucking nerd.
So 80s.
Yeah, like, I don't have to do that anymore, but I'm proud of that moment back then when I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing I remember though with that was that on one of the sides, it just a song ended and that was the end, and then the other side started the other one. On this one, it was the song didn't end; it stopped. I flip it and it would continue with like a small little gap from where I missed from flipping
So
it.
you were like, oh my gosh, I can see the clear tape coming up. It's not going to record. Stop it. Flip it. Turn around. Put
Yeah,
it back
it'd
in.
be, like, really quick, like put it back in there. So
Did you guys ever had one of those like CD player, tape player combo things?
Yeah.
Did you ever have one that would play a CD and record a cassette at the same time?
No.
To where you could burn a cassette of a CD?
We didn't have that. We had the double VCR combo where you could play and record what's being played. So
So you
that way,
could-
when you rent movies,
Yeah.
you then own
Your
it for life.
extensive
Yeah.
VCR collection.
Uh-huh.
I had like a boombox thing that could do cassette and CDs, but I don't remember ever
VHS.
recording what the CD had or anything.
Yeah.
I do remember having like a tape player, like a portable tape player that was also a video game. Like it had these weird little like cartridge things that you put in. And it was only like I only had like 3 or 4 of them, but I could swap them out and be able to play this like little video game. And it wasn't like super intense video game. It was just like a little like one screened video game or like you remember those like you would buy them at like the
Tiger Electronics
yeah, kind of.
style stuff.
Like I remember there was like Aladdin and Disney ones and stuff where like it was one screen, the background was just already always there, and what you had was like a little black like LED kind of like display that would like, oh, I'm gonna move up here, and your character this would delight, this part would light up,
Yeah.
you know, and it would just kind of you just flick back,
Kind
and
of
forth
like
in there.
the Yahtzee and Connect 4 and
Yeah, I guess
kind of like those games where it was
Yeah.
just like a black.
Yeah, it just kind of fills in the spots where you're putting things. It'd
Yeah.
be kind of like that, but I had like that built into a tape player, and I lost it.
Dang.
I left it at family reunion. I had it on a chair. When
Probably
we were
one of
playing, like,
your
we were
little-
playing something. I sat on a chair, and then we left to go back to the cabin or whatever.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh no, I left it here. He's like, you better go get it. I'm running down, and it was gone. I'm like,
No.
no.
Daggone it. Some little fucking
Did you guys-
cousin
are you
stole it or
guys-
something.
Probably my family fucking stole
I'm
it.
trying to think. In terms of our age difference, did you guys ever use 8 tracks?
8 tracks?
Yeah.
No.
It was like a game cartridge.
I've seen
but
them.
Music.
I don't think I
See,
ever did.
I'm old enough to. They were old when I was young, so there were still some like in the dashboard of like my dad's truck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he had graduated to tapes at that point, or just the
They
radio.
were
Yeah,
like
we had it-
thick,
They were
right?
like a big, thick thing. That
They're-
like, it's
they're
like
like-
a Super Nintendo cartridge you put in.
They're like this big.
Yeah,
and they're
no.
like this long, and they
Yeah.
stick like 4/5 of the way in, but they leave like the head sticking out.
Yeah.
We had an Oldsmobile that had an 8-track deck in it, but
Yeah.
we never played 8 tracks in it.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
know why, but I imagine from your stories, I imagine the Grubs would be the ones like, yeah, we used that into the 90s, you know?
No. No, 8 tracks were expensive too.
Yeah, I mean, you just the time that I was growing up, like the jump from cassettes and radio to burned CDs was super magical for me because
Yeah.
it was like I was at that age, like, what, you can do this? Like my brother's like, yeah, I got a friend that knows how to do this. So you write down whatever you want, you can put that on one CD, and you're like, wow, you know. Then like the iPod comes along, and I'm like, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Man, it's natural technology. But the time of like burning CDs hit me right at the time where I'm like, oh, technology is like magic, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can like you would like burn a CD for
Yeah.
like either an event
Yeah.
or like a girlfriend, you know? Like
Yeah.
mixtapes are the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, here, I made this
Yeah.
for you, you know?
I remember, like,
Mixtapes were
wait,
so
I'm
much
listening
more
to
of a pain
Metallica?
too.
And then fucking AC/DC comes on.
Oh, Jesus.
You don't gotta switch it out.
I remember like friends like giving like, here you go, here's a CD, and it would just be like some of their favorite songs. It wouldn't be all one thing.
Yeah.
It would just be a mix of stuff.
We never had it, but I had friends that had like the 9 CD holder thing because people were just too lazy to take it out and put the next one in.
Sure.
It is you could be like, oh well, I could go to any 9 of these CDs, you know. Which
You mean like
now
a-
when you think about that, it's just such a crazy thing that happened. That was a thing.
I mean, like one of the things in their car that has like a cartridge
Well,
that you
it
slide
wasn't in
the
a car.
CDs
It would have been
into?
too fancy for a car. This was
Yeah.
more of like a radio.
We
we
had
had one
like a
in
speaker thing, but
yeah.
you could
Yeah.
put 9 CDs in it, and it would like move it around like a jukebox.
At my parents' house, we had it was very similar to a jukebox. My parents' house had we had like what we called the pool room. 'Cause That's where the pool table was.
Yep.
And in that was also like it was surrounded with music in that room, and there was this big. I remember there was a big black thing that was like this tall and like this wide, and it had a slit in the front of it, and you could put your CDs into it, and it could hold multiple CDs, and then it had like a little number program thing where you could pick which CD and which song and stuff, and you could set up to either play through where it would go to different CDs to different songs if you wanted to have like almost like a playlist, or it would just like auto play through one CD and go to the next one.
Yeah.
Like
It's just weird to think that was like the height of luxury.
yeah, it was fancy, you know.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
And like,
you just
you
like
tell that to your kids, they're gonna be like,
yeah.
"What? Why don't you just go to YouTube and play it?"
Why don't you just walk into the room and say, "Hey,
yeah.
hey, Google, play this for
Give me what I want, and then something
Yeah.
does it.
Hey name. Yeah, no, right? Like Spotify, you can just go through and just make a playlist of all these songs that
Yeah.
I don't even own. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't have a copy of them. They're just somewhere on the internet, you know?
Well, the thing I dislike about Spotify is they're always trying to push you into other music and genres that you didn't want to listen to.
No, I feel like Pandora does that. For me, Spotify doesn't.
Really?
Yeah, Pandora, I would be like, I want to listen to
Yeah, Pandora was
Third
really
Eye
bad about it.
Blind and like, I don't know, like more stuff in that like alternative rocky kind of segment from like the 90s. I want to listen to that stuff.
Yeah.
Gin Blossoms, you know, whatever, and like I'd be trying to like up thumb all this stuff. but
And
it would
down thumb all the other
It still
stuff?
wouldn't always do that. With Spotify, I can make a playlist and it will play stuff within that playlist as long as it's big enough. And then once it goes through all that playlist, then it starts being like, well, is this some stuff that you want that's kind of similar? So I like the way Spotify works a lot more. I mean, I switched to it since then instead of Pandora, but man, I don't have to do nearly as much work as I used to have to do for music back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember Kazaa? Is that what it was called?
yeah,
You probably don't remember Kazaa.
Oh, I've heard of it. Yeah.
LimeWire."
LimeWire, yeah.
LimeWire, yeah, I remember LimeWire.
I had
I
a
didn't fuck with
CD.
that shit when I was a kid. I'm like, no, they're gonna come and get you. I seen a commercial.
I have a CD from when I did LimeWire stuff, and I still have one song. It was Black Eyed Peas, like "Where's the Love" or whatever. And in the middle of it, I don't know what happened, but in the middle of this song, as it's playing through, it's just like in the middle of like JT's rap or something like that,
Yep.
and then it goes. And then it just comes back, and as a kid, I'm like, "Well, that's as good as I'm gonna get." And I
Yeah.
just have it. I still
Yeah.
have it somewhere
Yeah.
sitting at the house
Oh
today.
my
You know,
gosh.
like I'm like, why the hell did I do this? But no, mixtape CD type things is where I first heard Linkin Park. I got like someone's like, hey, here's one of my favorite CDs, and it was all of Hybrid Theory and then some other random songs, and I was like, damn, I never heard Linkin Park before. I love this.
Yeah.
So, but they didn't have it from like song 1 to song 14. They had it from like song 6
Yeah.
to song 14 to song 1 to song 5.
Sure.
So like it was just weird. So whenever I went and found out like the actual order, I'm like, I'm so confused. It feels weird to me now.
I can't
Yeah.
remember if it was Michael or if it was another football player that was in my science class. But somehow or another, we got talking to like what kind of music we listened to. I was like, I listened to some kind of weird stuff, and I gave him a mix CD. It was of Gregorian chants.
I remember Rick had he had the chants, he had video game music, and he had the monkeys. And I don't remember any other music from when we were kids until he like found Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan opened my eyes, baby.
Well, no, you didn't move past Bob Dylan. You stopped there.
No, it's not true. I listen to
It's
all
like,
kinds
this is
of
the best
stuff.
thing I've ever heard. I'm staying here.
Because I listened to Bob Dylan, I discovered Jimi Hendrix and everyone else who covered his songs, which is everyone in existence.
So you just listen to covers of Bob Dylan.
But I mean, that's how I started. But
Oh,
then I was
okay.
like, Jimi Hendrix is pretty good. I think I'll listen to some of his non-Bob Dylan stuff too.
Bob Dylan's like a genre of music.
It is.
Oh man.
Over 500 songs, baby.
Yeah.
It's been a good week for me too. My 10-year anniversary.
Oh,
Was this week,
congratulations.
technically?
Nice.
Is this weekend?
Is it?
It was the first is when we were officially married. We had the
Gotcha.
wedding on like the 28th.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
So-
congratulations. 10 years.
10 years.
Rick,
Congrats.
do you guys celebrate just your wedding anniversary, or do you guys also celebrate like? Do you celebrate?
When you sign the paper.
Is the first party like day, is the 28th like a party day, or is there also, do you use the day you guys like got together?
Why do I sense that this is like an argument you and Melanie had?
So
No, I'm
No,
kidding.
no, it's not today. Like
Our
for me,
first-
I didn't forget. For me and Melanie, like April 14th is
Yeah.
like an important day to us, but then June 23rd is an important day to us.
Gotcha.
Or at least
Yeah.
to me, like I remember those dates. She forgets
Yeah.
all the damn time. But anyway,
yeah, it's
Oh,
kind
I
of the
see
same
how
for
it
us.
is.
Whereas like March 15th is our first date. The 15th of May is when I proposed because of a Bob Dylan song, "ISIS," on the 15th.
It all comes around.
oh,
Yeah.
that was why you proposed on that day.
Yeah.
So I would remember it.
That's smart.
That's funny.
And then we got married in the courthouse on the 1st, and then the 28th. Maggie's not really a big celebrator
Yeah.
when it comes to like birthdays or Easter. Or, like my family is so much different than the Grubbs growing up. Like
Yeah.
like I mean, just because of the family situation, I had like 4 different birthday parties every time I'd have a birthday.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
were like, multi-people event kind of things,
Yeah, because like literally, other than my dad and my sister, but if you count cousins and uncles and stuff, everybody's birthday was in May.
Jeez.
So we just had a big giant
Like a
celebration.
giant shindig?
Like maybe one at the beginning of the month and Mother's Day, and then one at the end of the month. So yeah, birthdays were never like, it was something that you celebrated, but not just because of you. It was everybody,
Yeah.
So I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a huge celebrator.
Because I'd usually have like a this side of the family birthday, this side of the family birthday, this side of the family birthday, and then like a friend birthday
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. No, Melanie. I think Melanie's more like she'll celebrate birthdays and stuff. She wants to make sure everyone has a good birthday. But if it's her day, she doesn't care. Like she's one of those kind of people.
Yeah.
So, and then a lot of like, I feel like anniversary stuff's like she'll remember sometimes. Back in the early days, she would forget, and I'd be like, "It's this day." She goes, "Oh yeah," you know. But she remembers more now. So I was just curious though, on like, if you guys like would do like special dates or anything on like.
Well, I mean,
Do you do like?
I was trying to think of like, what do we do this year? But like, what the hell can we do?
What do you do? Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you.
I
I get that. No, like ours, we had. I don't know if we did anything for April because I think April might have been the time things were hit. I forget. I know we went out this year at one point, but I think it might have been Valentine's Day, like kind of like earlier on before.
Like February.
Yeah, before a lot of things started hitting and going crazy, So, but I know some people that like they just celebrate like wedding anniversary. They don't really do like a when we got together kind of thing. And I don't have a proposal date. Like,
Yeah.
mine was just like it just happened, So.
You
Was
just
it a
woke up
shotgun
one day
wedding?
and you were a week into her being your fiance or something.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it! Where'd this come from?
Found that. Guess it's time.
Yeah.
Our first date, I asked her out after work from the help desk to Applebee's.
Oh,
and
solid.
She went, and it took forever for the food to get there. And she had rode in with her sister who had a night class. The
Yeah.
night class ended, so she had to leave in the middle of the date. So
So it went well.
yeah, it did.
Well, she came back after that, so
Sure. Well, I mean, she had to. It was the help desk. You couldn't go to
Yeah.
that college and not go to the help desk.
you
It was-
can't leave the help desk.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just stuck there.
Yeah.
But all right, I was just curious on that. But congratulations
Thanks.
Yeah,
to
congrats,
you
10
and to
years.
Maggie.
Yeah. Good stuff. Going back a little bit to like how you learn things. I wonder if that relates at all to like your love language.
Yeah.
So like some people like feel more adoration if like you say I love you versus others like if you hold their hand or
Physical touch.
Yeah.
Giving a gift. That kind of thing.
So I wonder like, if you
Actions.
learn
Doing something for them.
if you learn by like doing things with your hands.
Yeah.
Like you could show me how to cut an onion 100 times.
Yeah.
And I will do that with my hands 100 times, but I will probably not learn that very well.
Yeah.
Because I'm just not good with that kind of thing.
Gotcha. But if you took notes.
Yeah, maybe. But like, do those kind of people feel it the most from like holding hands, for example?
Well, can showing how to cut an onion also equal into a love language thing?
Like Ghost? Like
Wait.
making pottery?
Not quite, but you know what I mean. Like sometimes like on dates and stuff, you do see like the idea of like, oh, here's how you play pool, or here's how you use a golf club, or, you know what I mean. It's always like them wrapped around and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it's like here's how I cut an onion. Look at this. Like I don't know. Maybe that can also be like a I was just thinking about it more that way, I guess, too. But that's not quite what Rick means, I don't think.
Not exactly, but I see what you're talking about.
It'd just be interesting if, like, that's
Maggie is incredibly patient with my ineptitude when it comes to cooking.
Rick, you need to watch some Gordon Ramsay. That's what I did. It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
I got so much better. I had trouble making bologna sandwiches, okay?
I watched a lot of Hell's
You just
Kitchen,
didn't.
but that was
Fried
mostly what
bologna.
not to
Yeah.
do.
Just bologna sandwiches.
I,
Didn't make them, Aaron. That's the difference.
Just because of our job, like the things that Jancy and I choose to watch at night sometimes they tend to be like right now we're just watching MasterChef.
I love
you know?
MasterChef.
And I'm
MasterChef
just,
was great.
I go home, I watch it, I'm like, oh, I need to try to cook. I can do that. That's not too bad.
You know what's interesting?
Don't do it like this person. They're going home.
You've watched Hell's Kitchen before, right?
Oh, yeah,
Where,
definitely.
like, Gordon Ramsay comes in,
Yeah.
he just yells at everyone for being fucking idiots and
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? Have you watched...
It's raw.
Have you watched Kitchen Nightmares, like, the British version?
No.
Because, like, there's Kitchen
It's way
Nightmares...
better.
There's Kitchen
Yeah?
Nightmares,
Way
the
better.
British version.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not going to say it's way better.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to say it's different.
It's way less cringy.
Because what... I don't know. I'm not even going to say that either. But what happens is, like, he'll come in, and he'll try stuff, and he goes, oh, you know, it's awful. It's bland. And then, like, he comes back talking to the chef. He goes, why do you do this? Whereas, like, in the American version, he goes, why would you serve
Yeah.
this trash? You know, like, he's yelling at the man. But it's so much more tame in the British version, where he's, like, talking with
Yeah.
him, and he's like, it was garbage. It was awful. You can't use apple juice for apple risotto, you know? And he's like... But in the the American one,
Yeah.
because Americans love the
drama.
confrontation and the drama and the yelling and
Yep.
all that stuff. That's what sells, I guess. Like, they have him just going
Although
off.
I wonder if in the UK one, if they get the same feeling, because they might be a little more reserved.
Like Canadians?
Like, the British people are like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
damn, man, they
right?
got him. You know, like,
He didn't say please.
You can't serve this. To them, it's like, fuck you, this food is terrible.
it is.
Yeah.
Because I've watched them through, like, I don't know, Hulu or Amazon, one of those kind of things. There's also some of them on YouTube or scenes from
Yeah.
YouTube. And there's one I clicked on where it's like, you know,
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay disgusted apple juice, served apple juice. And I was like, what? What's this? And I watched it. And watching it, I'm like,
It's one of the most tame
he doesn't
performances.
seem that disgusted. I've seen him much angrier for, like, soggy mushrooms.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
just it's the editing and the production too. Because in American reality shows, sometimes I just can't watch it.
Oh, it's terrible.
I turn to Jancy, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
But like the music is like temp track chorus sometimes. You know, and I'm like, shut the fuck up! It's just the food's not good. It's not. You don't need to do doing that with the music. Then you
Yeah.
watch the BBC once, and it's like they're like, yeah, it sucks. It's like, I know. I'm like, that's compelling. You know, this one is not.
I can connect with
But
the
like,
chef.
Well, like fucking MasterChef, sometimes it cracks me the fuck up. But other times I'm so annoyed. Like, this is such a reality show thing where they gotta milk the moment.
Yeah.
You know. But the one that cracked me the fuck up was like it's like in the first couple episodes where they're like testing people, and this lady's like, you know, cooking for him. He's like, I want to say congratulations, and she's like, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst dish we've ever had, you know? And she's like, and the editing was just ridiculous, but I loved it.
That was in the American one? Or?
Yeah, it was in the American one. It
Yeah.
was like season 3 or something like that.
They always do that. All right, time to knock off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like commercial break. I'm like, damn it, just tell me it's John. I know he sucks. You know, like
Yeah.
there's no guessing here.
He got emotional and threw his food away or
Yeah, he doesn't
something.
even have a plate. He served it on a spoon.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I just thought it was so interesting just seeing, like, it's that idea
The
too
difference.
of different, like, the different culture of what America's more okay with gore and violence and sex and nudity,
And nudity, yeah.
whereas like you go to a lot of other countries and it's the opposite.
Complete opposite.
And I feel like
yeah.
that kind of works too with like Kitchen Nightmares, where it's like the yelling and screaming and arguing kind of
Yeah.
goes more towards that violence and anger kind of side of things, you know, where it's like, I don't know, it's just
have-
interesting seeing that.
Yeah.
It seems like they have more civilized entertainment, even though they have like, you know, full frontal nudity
can
and stuff like
certainly
that
be
on
more
television.
sophisticated.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't get. That's just it's the body. I've seen
Yeah.
those in textbooks as a school.
Yeah.
At a, you know, like just if it's more normalized,
Yeah.
it's not as taboo. You know.
Sure.
But I don't know. Man,
I mean,
I'm not in a
especially-
nudist colony, so I don't know.
Well, you know, the Pilgrims came over, so
They did.
Yeah.
I guess where a lot of that stems
long
from.
sleeves.
Yeah.
Don't show any skin, kind of stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, interesting idea. I've been liking like seeing different culture of like shows and different stuff more, but
Mhm.
as long as it's dubbed and not subbed.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Well, do you guys have anything else for the week?
I don't know. Not too much happened this week, really. Overall, I did see that there's a state of play later today.
Is there?
From
Yeah,
PlayStation?
I think it's in like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, it happens at like 4 p.m. And I was like, oh, I did not realize that. So
We just saw today that our Ohio governor has contracted COVID-19, which makes him the second U.S. governor to get it. But he was supposed to have some kind of like meet and greet with Trump in Cleveland, and before you do that, you have to get tested. And he tested positive. His wife tested negative. So they are doing what you should do and going home and quarantining for 14 days. So, yeah. But I'm sure it'll be one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Every single thing about COVID is so goddamn divisive online. But I should say, that's not fair. Because literally everything is so goddamn divisive online. But
Yeah.
that one can get really disheartening sometimes.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
It's the trade-off of like, well, this is about public safety versus like a political statement.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. It's hard to.
Yeah, I mean,
To
what is
describe
it?
from different perspectives to me.
33,900 people in Ohio have died. Like those deaths are very real.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it's also hard. Like I see people like comparing it to all kinds of different things. I'm like, it's hard to compare to different events or other viruses and things too, because the way the responses have been versus like responses to this one, like it's different, and maybe there is more of a reason why our responses happen versus whatever. And I don't know. Even not even viruses, just other events.
Yeah.
I saw one yesterday where people were comparing it to 9/11. Talking about how like America took that seriously and there were less deaths then than like the 1,400 a day now. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know if that's a fair comparison, of like taking that like terrible event and tragedy to like the virus going on.
Sure.
But I understand what their point that they were trying to make was. So
I get you.
And then there's a lot of similarities in like how America handled the Spanish flu and ours. Like, some people were like masks are the thing and others weren't. And some cities were like quarantine and others weren't. Like it's been happening forever.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes you kind of think like how, kids will learn about it 100 years from now or something, Like what pictures are going to be in the textbook. And God, I hope I'm not in there.
well, like right now we're working on having Ayla's birthday this weekend, but Melanie's parents want to come for that, but they want to. Melanie's like, well, we'll set up the one tent. It's like a tent covering canopy kind of thing. We'll set that over on the deck, and then they can stay under there, and then we can't go near them, but they can be there. I was like, it's so weird. Like
Yeah.
maybe we should just like do a Zoom call thing and just let them be able to see from there, and then at least they're inside in the air conditioning or something, or
Set up like,
whatever
webcam or something.
Yeah, so it's just a weird thing trying to like figure out how we should react and shouldn't react and whatever else. So
And it's not the only reason the world's suffering. There was a giant explosion in Beirut.
Yes.
yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw
Melanie
that.
said about that last night, and I was like, what? They're like, yeah, it was a huge explosion.
Yeah,
She's
that's
like,
what we were talking about the other day.
Yeah, we
and-
were talking about it yesterday, and then you hadn't seen it, and we're like, well, it's a quite shocking video, so it might be cool if you have it, Rick.
So-
I mean, it's a terrible, terrible thing to happen,
have
but
it.
like watching the
Let me try
video,
and
I couldn't
find
believe it.
one.
I thought it was a visual effect.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I mean, it's just like anything. Like we talk about UFOs and stuff like that. We're always like, well, I mean, everybody has a phone in their pocket now. If something happens, it's usually on camera. But there's a lot of videos of this.
Really?
Because it was this, I believe this port, right, that was transferring in a.
It was a port authority.
It ended up being like fertilizer or something, right?
It's ammonium nitrate,
Yeah.
which is used in fertilizer and also explosives.
So anyway, this entire port is on fire, and then the stuff ignites.
Oh, so like the port caught fire and
Yeah.
caught this on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, no,
I'll show it here without some
2,750 tons of it.
Melanie brought it up last night, and I was like, what? And her biggest concern was that Leon went to school and has a friend, and they often go back home to see family
Really?
in like Lebanon,
Okay.
and they're worried about them, 'cause
Yeah.
they don't know where they were or if they even went this year because of all the stuff going on. But so, but yeah, no, I've heard it was terrible. Melanie had said something about like a lot of people were like watching stuff because of like fireworks or something like that were going on or something. Like,
I mean, in the
There
actual
was,
thing that you can see fireworks in the smoke before the explosion.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there's like fireworks and stuff like that.
I don't know if you can. You might be able to see if you have the chat up or the video up, Aaron.
I can't see that. I thought Rick was gonna link it to me. I opened Discord. Fucking looking at this tiny little picture here. Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, this thing is like right on the water, so the shock wave, this water just shoots up. There's a couple things where like, I mean, it was insane. This thing.
You can see the crater there.
Yeah.
That used to be land.
Now I saw.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
I think I saw an image that was like this, and I was like, "Dang!" But
Yeah.
is this just like right before to right after? Like, is it that drastic? Because like it's so grayed and like concrete, and then it's so brown and
Yeah.
stuff later on. Like I'm like, "Geez."
Yeah, there is a video I saw of this lady that's like getting her wedding video, like a videographer is like doing like her in a bride's dress,
Like
and
wedding
she's
shots
like
and stuff?
there, and they're doing like a really big shot, and then you just hear this fucking the air flows by like a plane a foot ahead of you, you know.
Jeez.
There's another angle where like the building that's right beside it it disintegrates.
It's vaporized.
in 2
pretty much.
frames.
Yeah.
It was insane, but it was just like this the sheer force of that explosion, that shock wave that did all that damage.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
the latest I have here from France24.com is killing 78 people, injuring nearly 4,000.
Yeah. Yeah, when they first started reporting the deaths, it was a much smaller number, but like they
Yeah.
literally have to dig people up.
Melanie was saying that the first, or DeBaba maybe someone was saying the first reporting was like 30 people.
Yeah.
But one of them was like, but like the way that looked, it was worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, geez, okay.
Yeah, I saw something interesting too, like because obviously you're going to see that explosion before the shock wave hits you. So what people said, like someone in the army said, this is what we're trained to do. You turn around, you get on your hands and knees. Don't put your stomach or diaphragm on the ground. Keep it like hunched up. Cover your or put your fingers in your ears and your thumbs in your ears and your hands over your eyes, because the force can literally push your eyeballs out of your head. Do that and keep your mouth open.
Yeah.
So you get down kind of like a tornado drill, like you would at school. Thumbs in your ears, fingers over your eyes, and keep your mouth open, and that will help with because it can cause brain damage. It can
That's
do
for
all
what?
these. Like there's people that have tetanitis. Like part of that 4,000 number is going to be people that are going to have constant ringing in their ears for the rest of their life.
Yeah. It's
But-
to help protect against the concussion.
Yeah.
That's for the
That's for
compression,
the
the air
shockwave
compression.
hitting
the thing there though is like you got to be expecting it already, right? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you can see it happen. There's a lot of videos of people that are watching it. It explodes and they go, oh. And they start to get down, and then the shockwave comes, because the speed of light is much faster than the speed
True,
of sound.
yeah.
So like that's the thing. Like they train you in the military. Like if you see that, that's what you do. You have like 2 or 3, 2 seconds for it to happen.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Some scary stuff. I mean, we've had a few scares with some of the industrial plants here,
Yeah.
like exploding and
Oh,
stuff.
I remember like just waking up and looking out and being like, "What the hell is that smoke?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from 10 miles away, and it's burning, and they can't get it out."
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
like my Aunt Rhonda lives fairly close to one of those plants, and like everything out in her house was knocked over. Like, as far away she lives from it, the blast was just
Yeah.
so crazy.
My dad, I remember back, this would have been early 90s. My dad worked, he's worked pipeline lately anymore, but he used to do a lot of refinery work,
Yeah.
inspection work and stuff. And when the Shell plant, Creighton area, that one, it's that same one, but it's been different names, like 3 or 4 names now.
Yeah. Different
But,
companies have owned it.
back before in like the early 90s when they had a crazy incident, which had to do with like it was pushing a button. It was like the button didn't get pushed or got pushed too many times kind of thing. And I think a guy fell asleep and didn't push the button
Right.
to like release the pressure or something like that. And
It was a
his-
boiler, I believe.
his location was directly above like the pressure that needed to be relieved.
Yeah.
And I think he was the only person that died through it. But it could have blown and caused more problems. When that happened, my dad came home. We all got into a car and they took
just
us.
left.
We
You
just
gotta get the
left.
hell out of there.
He said, "We're not staying here. We're leaving."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay." And then I remember us driving, and you could just see like this dark cloud of smoke just in the air of like the chemicals and stuff burning off and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's probably one of the best things that you could do.
I was
'cause-
younger. I don't remember a ton of it. Like I was probably, it was early '90s. It was before I went, so it was before second grade. Whenever it happened,
Yeah.
because second grade is when we moved.
There's a few plants around here that have some really bad stuff like that. Like, there's one up the river, probably about 40 miles on the West Virginia side, that manufactures a gas that's heavier than air, is more explosive than methane, and it can be ignited by the static on your clothes or by a cell phone transmission.
There's some of those places where it's like, hey, don't
Yeah.
use your cell phone if you don't listen. It's like, hey,
It's
Jesus.
super dangerous stuff. So it won't disperse because it's heavier than air. It won't, like, it's not like gasoline. It won't just like go up and burn off,
Yeah.
yeah.
or like methane or something rather.
And coincidentally, today's the anniversary of Hiroshima.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
75 years.
Wow.
I didn't realize that.
All right. We only got 2,000 left until the half-life of that radiation goes away.
I think so.
Yeah. Something like
I don't
that.
know what the years are. I know that it's like a half-life thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw Sir Fried was asking. Was I telling you guys or was I telling Melanie?
No, you telling
Whenever-
us.
When Trump was trying to say Yosemite,
Yeah.
Yeah, you told us that.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I was showing Melanie it too at one point. I'm like, she goes, what's he talking about? It's like, he's trying to say Yosemite. Like the national park.
He says it like I do sometimes whenever it's words I've only read.
Yeah, you're like, I've only ever read it. I never heard it. He's like,
Yeah.
Yosemite. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's why it's better for me auditory, Aaron.
There you go.
It was just so silly. I was just like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna give this speech, like, you should make sure you go
Practice,
through somebody and
yeah.
make sure, like, hey, let me make sure I sound good.
Yeah.
You know, am I saying these words right? What's this word here? I don't understand it. You know, that's Yosemite. That's the name of the park. Oh, okay. I mean, like, fucking, isn't that a Looney Tune character?
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
He should have known.
I knew it as like a 5-year-old. You know,
Yeah.
like, you should have known that. Like, come on.
Little Aaron.
You idiot. It's Yosemite. I told him. But no, anyway, yeah, that was. I saw that over the last week too, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, to bring it back to some happiness, we're ready to talk about my actual best thing of the week.
I think we are.
Sure.
Sure.
It was
Yes.
a fun week for you.
It was a fun 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's interesting designing these puzzles that relate to what is the winner for the poll. Because, like, usually there's like a multiple day thing, and either that's artificially built in or they just get stuck.
Yeah.
But this one was pretty fun. It was like 3 to 4 hours of just like working away at it.
Yep.
So it was a nice, like, digestible movie of being able to watch people struggle and strain and overcome.
That's why you do this. You just want some entertainment for the evening.
Honestly, it was nice happening on the weekend where I could, like, every once in a while go and be like, oh, they got that one. Oh,
Yeah.
they're still
Dude,
stuck on that
yeah.
one.
They
Fuck, they got that one already. Damn it.
they mentioned in there about like, oh man, I'm glad you did this on the weekend. I got to do it. And he goes, yes, I want. I hope more people do it. I'm like, Rick, I'm pretty sure you just want to be able to sit and watch the whole time and watch people suffer.
Well, yeah, I mean, the reason I did it on Sunday was so as many people could do it as possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, even so, a lot of people had to miss out, unfortunately. But let's go over what happened. So on Twitter, it was basically a scavenger hunt. But it was a Twitter scavenger hunt. You had to solve the riddle and post a picture of the answer in order to get the next part of the riddle.
Yep.
And it was designed so that the riddles would get more and more difficult as they went on, which was the case except for the last one,
Yeah.
which just got sniped.
It did get sniped.
Let me bring this up here.
Which, you know, with it being on Twitter, like anyone could see it, but also like anyone could respond. You just
Yeah.
needed one person to solve it before
Yep.
the next one came up.
Yeah.
So, and with that too, like, there's still also in our Discord, there's a hint hunt segment, like channel where people will talk and discuss the riddles and the different things, and it's made specifically for this. Whenever
Yeah.
we have a new show being polled, and we want to give a little clue to hint at what it is, they've gotten more and more drastic over the
Yeah.
years. So,
It might have hit its peak. It's tough to build a video game every time. But this one was a lot of fun. So the first one was unbreathing left in an urn, find the thing that will still turn.
I should say, whenever you were coming up with these riddles and you would look at me, I'd be like, what is it? Then you tell me. That's so much more satisfying. Not as satisfying as watch people struggle doing it.
Yeah. So
I remember Rick sitting there trying to make these. Me and Calvin were sitting there building desks. He's
Yeah.
watching, making it. How does this sound? Like, I don't know, Rick. Does that mean
So
this?
there's the Earth. And
Yeah.
people are trying to guess the show based on just the one riddle, have no idea what's about to come.
So the correct answer, obviously, is
As
milk.
it always is.
As it almost always is,
Milk.
and will probably be for the future and future.
milk. Why is it milk?
So then because it's sealed in an urn and it can turn when it goes bad.
Yep. When milk
Aaron.
goes bad, it's called it turns.
Yeah, the thing I like too about doing it on Twitter is you're able to create this thread. So the person that got it first correctly, you would then respond to that person.
Yep.
That was really cool.
And so the next one, Plunger Saucer Magnet Lane, find a creature Rick has slain. But this one had a little extra information as well, which was 2,2,
Yeah.
which the first one did not have. And I was pleased that they didn't figure out this part until after
Yeah.
they figured out everything else.
Yeah, I mean, when you told me this one, I was thinking, okay, I don't watch his Twitch streams. Is it from The Witcher? Is it going to be something like that? So we had a lot of interesting things. People.
What in the world? What is that? What's that up at the top?
Huh?
That first one you passed, I didn't know what it was.
Oh, the scissors?
Yeah, scissors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scissors. You beat scissors, huh?
Well, that's from a enemy in Deadly Premonition 2.
Gotcha.
Who has scissors chasing you around. But that was incorrect. The correct answer is Gorgar.
Yes,
Gorgar.
a pinball machine.
A pinball
which
table
is,
that I own, that I've made a video for
Yeah.
on the that's on the YouTube channel.
You
Plunger, saucers,
heard
magnets, lanes are all things you'll
Gorgar.
find in a pinball machine.
The thing I love about these, especially watching it on our Discord, is the group nature of like, well, maybe it's this and this, and they like split off into branches, and then one person's like, wait, is pinball? Those are pinball terms. And so he goes, wait, he did a pinball thing, and they like go and they search, and it's like, it's Gorgar, you know, someone send it in.
So this one I thought would be like a stalling them tactic. Like
Okay.
it's not a hard one to figure out the answer to, but it's a hard one to discover what creature it is.
Yes.
So when hunting for hints is the key, find the random creature that has the most HP.
Okay, so I immediately, when I saw that, think hunting for hints.
Yeah.
The Hint Hunter video game
Exactly.
used in a previous hint
Yep.
hunting thing.
But the tricky part is, if they didn't do this the first time, which they didn't,
Yeah.
finding out what creature has the most HP in that. Because, one, it's on the 3rd level of the dungeon.
Okay.
And 2, your dungeons are randomized every time.
Gotcha.
So you're not going to get the answer to this on every single playthrough.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately, there was someone in there who just hacked the source code.
Yeah.
Pong.
So I think it was Pong.
Fortunately, a hacker. We've been hacked.
Well, you know, what can you
But
do?
they were on it for a while.
A little
like
bit.
I think this one they sent a bunch of things in there. They were just pretty much going down the line of every creature they could remember.
Well, and like that was actually somewhat the best part for me was
Yeah.
that they remembered so much from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
you know?
nice.
Even though it's been a couple months since it's happened, like it's stuck in people's minds. So yeah, a lot of these are from someone said Harry Potter
Yep.
because of HP. Also, Howard Lovecraft. Howard's his first name, I think.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, H.P. Lovecraft. But the correct answer.
Goose.
Oh,
Archmaster 7, which was the boss.
I also quite like that one as well.
Why is it Calvin?
I don't
Why
know,
not?
but it's funny.
Calvin Hoff?
That's great.
So hulking zombie was the correct answer.
Hulking zombie.
And then this one, any sort of like syllable equality in the riddle was just thrown out the
Yeah.
window. 91 at East Willow, 2014. Search in the inaugural WaveCon city to find the pink girl before it's wiped clean.
Yeah, that has a lot more syllables than the second one.
Yeah, a
But
little bit.
it's my favorite one.
So in the last one,
Maybe.
in order for them to figure it out, they had to figure out a famous chess player.
They did.
And so where
And they
that-
were desperate.
They were very desperate.
So where the search led them was to do a virtual tour of the graveyard he was buried
They were
in.
literally trying to find him and thought that would be a clue.
Yeah, the virtual tour led them into Google Maps
Yeah.
to where they found where he had been buried,
Yes.
and used Google Maps to traverse the graveyard.
Yes. And thus the idea was born.
Yes, that's the idea was born. And this one took me the longest because I kept getting lost in Google Maps. No joke.
I figured.
Because Google has a thing where they digitally preserve street art.
Yeah.
And so I found this image that was preserved, but I did not realize this before this, but you can go back to previous years.
Yeah.
I
didn't know that either.
In Google Maps. So not only was it tough just finding it, because even though like you put in the address, like you have to walk around and you have to find like the wall that it's on, but you also had to go back in time, technically. Time travel, baby.
So what's the image? Do you have the image?
It's either this one or the one that I think actually got it is a little later on. But
Gotcha.
This is all part of like the same artist's work.
So you need to go to a certain point in Columbus.
Yep.
And you got to look at a wall. Then you have to go back in time when that wall had art on it, and then send that picture as the answer to the clue.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What I find interesting in this segment here is that people went to the street, but then they started sending pictures of like, here's a woman crossing the road.
She's kind of wearing pink.
Here's a dumpster. Like, why
It's
did you send a
kind of
dumpster? Like, there's so many things like, here's shit I'm seeing. Maybe it's this.
Yeah.
So it was really funny.
So this next one took them the longest, actually.
I think so, yeah.
Twice north, south, west, then east. By what amount have you increased? And the two words capitalized there is by an amount, which is important to the clue. And then there's 12, 18 in this. So that one is partially like reading the judge.
Okay.
Because if you know a lot about me, like this one is kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So north, south, west, and east. If you put that on like an NES D-pad, that is up, down, down, left, right, BA, which is the Konami code.
The Konami code.
Also known as the Contra code.
Yes.
And the creator of that code died this year, actually. But
oh, really?
if you do that in Contra, you get 30 lives. However, it asks you, by what amount have you increased? And the best part of this for me was the person who figured it out had never played Contra.
Really?
But they went to a YouTube video and saw someone playing it and found out you start with 3 lives.
Nice.
So 30 minus 3 is 27.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I also enjoyed the one person that just shared an image of the numbers 1 to 100. Just being like, it's got to be in here.
Hey, there's my post.
Lost.
Yeah,
it had directions, so I just posted Lost's little like.
So you start Contra with 3 lives. If you put in the code, you now have 30. You've increased 27. Gotcha.
I was on Twitter doing a lot of this stuff too, and I'd been posting a few different things.
Yeah.
And that's when I went and looked at Rick's. I saw some stuff from Rick's, and Rick, you had like your favorite games you had posted in the past.
Yeah.
And I responded to 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the third one I responded to was C, which you had picked Civ 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, this is good. I always thought
Yeah.
Contra Shattered Soldier was my favorite.
I saw your replies to that, and I was like, damn, that was like months ago. Why did you reply to these now?
I did.
I thought the same thing.
I was like, maybe if someone's like really, really, really stuck and they see
They
this,
might see it.
maybe the Contra thing, even if they never played, would be like maybe a small little lead to. But I also didn't like. It wasn't like I directly messaged anybody because I also picked 3 of yours, and I also posted some other things too during that day.
There were some people that, you know, because you were already in Google Maps when you saw the previous one and you had directions and amounts, were just searching Columbus for the next clue.
Yeah, well, they were on that street going like,
Yeah.
let's go north, let's get east, now
Yeah.
south. So yeah, that was funny too. I like that.
So
But
this is the one that is what I thought was going to be the hardest one.
This probably was my favorite one.
Evacuating the clouds, better strafe, while hiding valuables in my safe. 4,5.
Yes.
So this is the only one that I was assisted with.
Yeah, Rick came up to me and he said, hey, what's like the most, what was the word you used? Obscure Star Wars reference. And I go, the guy that's carrying the ice cream in Cloud City. Woodrow Hill.
what?
And you're like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, look at this. Look at this guy. He's got an action figure. Look at him, you know? And I'm like, he's probably the most famous obscure thing because at Celebration, there is a running of the of this guy, like literally like 200 cosplayers
Yeah.
of a guy with the mustache and the ice cream maker run throughout Celebration. And sometimes there's like an ice cream maker carrying a guy, you know, like it's a lot of fun. But it's probably the most famous obscure character. So I was like, okay, can I be that one? And I don't know how you do it, you know, but we also in The Mandalorian this season, they actually reintroduced into canon that ice cream maker by making it the
Yep.
safe in which the Mandalorian carries his Beskar.
Yep.
So it was, you know, well, I mean, if you say cloud and safe, that's going to work. So I thought for sure that's going to take a long time.
Yeah,
for
because
people to
it
get.
doesn't reference Star Wars.
It doesn't reference Star Wars. Your first
Directly.
version did.
It did.
It did. But I was like, nah, it's going to be too easy. Got to make it harder, you know?
So, but yeah, I think it was Pong, and he just got this one straight away.
Pong just Googled it. He just Googled evacuating clouds. And, I mean, Star Wars is super popular. He said one of the first images that popped up was this guy literally evacuating Cloud City as
Nice.
he strafes behind Lando. I was like, I underestimated Google Foo.
Yeah, because like normally I write the riddles myself, or I severely change them. Like in the Hit Hunt game, there's like 20 riddles in there.
Oh my god, it really is.
It
If
really
you type
is.
in evacuating cloud in Google,
Yep.
Yeah.
you see stuff that's random stuff, and then you see Cloud City evacuation. Cloud
Yeah.
City. Well, what's it? And if you hit images, it's this picture is the second picture.
I
of the
know.
thing. You made it too easy.
We should have thought like we should probably
he
Google this.
underestimated
We just didn't think about it.
Google.
Like, yeah, normally I do Google my clues, but that one I was just like, there's no way.
There's no way.
There's no way.
And we're gonna
I
make
mean,
it
it's
harder.
just cloud and safe, and that's literally all you get.
Yeah.
Gonna have to make it harder next time.
And
guess
then
so.
the
Oh,
reply-
we'll go hard. I'll do it. It'll be fun.
yeah, the reply to that one is great job. You solved all the clues, or have you? With -4,8. So
My
Now
favorite
no-
thing was like I felt like they had an idea of like, here's what the numbers mean.
Yeah.
But then there was this one that had a -4, and like, what the fuck? Why is there a -4 here?
Yeah, throughout, they didn't get all the numbers until obviously all the clues they're all revealed. So as it's going, there are some people being like, oh, the numbers could mean this, and the other people being like, fuck it, no, we do this for now. We think about them later.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So this is what you get for the numbers. So if you plot them on a graph, it looks like this.
Okay.
Which,
Seems to be some kind of pattern. So I see the X and Y axis there.
it could be something.
Yeah.
If you like connect the dots,
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing it on a laptop touchpad. so-
Sure.
Is this an order to connect the dots to?
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yep,
order
if
that
you
you
do an
received
order,
them?
Oh, my
It
God.
gives you that kind of shit.
What does that mean?
Well, that can only mean one thing.
One thing.
It looks like a pair of glasses to me.
Yeah.
Put your glasses on. You can't be wrong. Ah!
No, you fucking... It takes a little bit to get to my
What?
computer. It's not Berserk. that wait with the lag before it hits, I'm like, what's he doing?
It took so long to get there.
Oh, it's so great. You made that just for that moment.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw him doing that too.
Really?
So yeah, he was like, "What'd you think of this, Aaron?" I'm like, "What's that?" He's like, "Put your glasses on." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, that's funny.
So Gurren Lagann is the winner,
Gurren Lagann
Yep.
is the winner.
as you can
So,
tell by those glasses.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tengen
so that
Toppa,
means
Gurren Lagann.
that means tomorrow, the Promised Neverland finale is going to go up on YouTube, and you want to watch it. And then on early access, the first episode of Gurren Lagann reactions go
Yep.
up. So
I had to make sure anyone else that's a Berserk fan out there had their heart broken as well. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
also
get you.
very excited for Gurren Lagann.
yeah,
People are still saying in chat, finally Berserk. they
No,
haven't
no
caught up
Berserk.
yet. No Berserk.
No,
No.
it's not Berserk.
People
But
didn't want it.
I'm very excited for Gurren Lagann. And Berserk will have its day.
yeah. I mean, we've watched. Obviously, it goes up tomorrow. We've watched the first one, and I'm very.
One of my
I
favorite moments.
really enjoy it.
One of my favorite moments of Blindway right now.
It was a pretty good moment.
It's
It
in
came
there.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. So I'm so excited for that to go
Yeah.
live. So, yeah, the final episode of Promised Neverland goes up tomorrow on YouTube,
Yep.
and then Gurren Lagann will be up on early access tomorrow.
Yeah, I want to shout that out especially. Who was the Wave Rider that just kept sending us Gurren Lagann shirts for 2 years?
Sergio
Sergio?
Guerrero. I think, was his
Sergio
last
sounds
name.
Sergio sent us
That
Gurren
sounds right.
Lagann shirts. We have like 15 down in the closet.
We've been using them.
So for the first episode, we're like, well, I don't know anything about this, but we got the shirts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited for it. Also, guys, there's been some cool pictures that we did that are on our Instagram.
Should I show
for,
those?
for the Promised Neverland? No, they can go to Instagram and look at them.
All right,
They
all
can
right.
go there and look.
yeah, you can go there.
Yeah, go there.
Although there
If you
are some
haven't, hit the follow
things
button.
that I would like you to show having to do with my stream a couple days ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the memes?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
you've had
memes.
some
I
memes.
have, I have specifically been avoiding them because I knew there were some good ones.
Oh, you've been avoiding them.
I have been
Okay,
avoiding. I have
gotcha.
not looked at any of them because people were saying that there was really great ones. I want to see them.
Well, there's a lot of them. I can tell you that, but we will get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gurren Lagann, the winner.
No, yeah.
Our next poll, you can be looking forward to the hunt for that. I think is going to be when, is it Dexter at this point?
I think Dexter and
Well, Fate doesn't have too much.
Fate is going to
Fate.
be real close.
They're going to
Yeah.
be really close together.
Yeah.
So, where more,
Might have
more
to be a
polls
double
there.
clue. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Calvin the memes.
Okay.
So Calvin posted a green screen of him, well, a picture of him in front of a green screen.
He did.
And it was
Yeah.
used to comedic effect,
It
such
was.
as
It was used to show for his Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Dude,
I like the
Hey, they
extra
have straw
details
hats.
in all these.
Kylo reminds me of a foot soldier.
Yeah,
the
from
way
Turtles.
The way that's wrapped around and
Exactly.
stuff.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Like it. I like the hats on Rin and Finn
Ray.
and Ray.
Rin.
Rin and Faye.
What the? What?
That's just me
Eric's
doing something.
Oh,
I see.
my gosh.
You've killed
Little
him, you
boy!
I can't remember what happened with that video.
That was an
Oh
end
my
card.
gosh.
Yeah, I know.
Some
can't
people
remember.
don't stick around for the end cards. You should, because some
Oh
end cards
my
are the best parts of a video.
Gosh.
We need to do just like an end card compilation of the best end cards.
Little
You should.
boy.
I
What
love
would he,
that.
he would tell you to go to.
Patreon.
Patreon, subscribe.
Ah, let's throw you.
He did.
It's great because when we do these gags, we might maybe say like, "Hey, let's do this." More often than not, it's just like, "Let's go with it." You're like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? And Aaron's just limp, and I just toss him to the side. And to his credit, he was completely limp and fell out of it.
I just went. Yeah. Half the time, it's just like, we're going to do this? All right. And everyone's
Yeah.
just winging something.
Well, because you
know?
want it to feel natural, so you don't want to plan too much. You know.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so this one is that's Shadow Knight. What's it called?
What is it?
It reminds me of the.
I
face
thought it was from
reminds me of
Undertale, but
Undertale.
I don't
Maybe
know
that's
what it is.
Like
Undertale.
Sans?
I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of it.
I have no idea
People
what
are
it is.
saying Sans in chat.
Sans, yeah.
Maybe.
Is this Sans? Is this Undertale? It's Sans Calvin?
So
I like your shorts.
this one is Spot the Blind Wave member.
Oh wow, look at me.
Oh, nice.
Wait, you're in it?
Yeah, I'm like coming out of that guy's crotch.
What?
That Obi-Wan's caring for.
So I'm the hardest one to see.
Am I in
I
it?
see
Oh,
Aaron.
yeah,
He's
Aaron.
behind CSA 10.
Yep.
What?
I
Rick,
see Rick.
Are you?
I'm
where-
way
are
up
you-
here.
Wait,
Are you
He's
all
way the
up
fuck
there?
up there, yeah.
What are you doing? You're lost.
lost.
Okay, that makes sense.
Am I wearing the damn Porg outfit walking around up there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
There's
cool.
Eric over here.
That's so silly.
That's me from the that island game night we did.
Fireball Island.
Fireball Island, yeah.
Very cool.
Here's another one of those.
Nice.
Similar theme.
Samurai Jack.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, yeah. That's Aku, who was voiced by the same guy that did Uncle Iroh in
Oh.
Avatar.
Mako?
Yeah.
There's
Mako.
Calvin with his best bro.
Yes.
Why?
Last Samurai.
Last Samurai. This is how I protect my virginity. Which is the same in theme to a little later one.
Yeah, I've seen that meme a long time ago.
You can't defeat me. I know, but he can.
Oh my
What?
gosh.
Oh, that's good. Such a You can't defeat me. I know.
And then
But you
here's, while you were doing drugs, I studied the blade.
Yeah.
While
that's,
you were engaged in premarital sex, I studied the blade. While you spent
Nice.
months at the gym for the sake of vanity, I used the blade. Now that the demons are here, you are all unprepared except for me, for I study the blade.
So good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Those are some great posters back there,
They're
though.
pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Respect
Oh,
where
I see.
respect
That's
is
cool.
due.
And I got this one. which is Indiana Jones.
No, I am that guy. That's good.
Cavill with the Avengers.
Nice.
And
I
finally,
think he got
this one.
his scale right there too.
Yeah,
Which
scale's pretty close.
is
That's a
pretty
weird
great.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh,
I didn't
that's
see
Aaron.
that one.
Wait, what?
That's you.
It's
That's
me.
That's you on Joker's face
Son of a
with
bitch.
Joker
So
makeup.
you. Look at that.
And I have
hair.
Joker makeup
Hair's
too.
I didn't know I was in this.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a thing.
great.
Look at,
Oh my goodness.
look at the hairline, Aaron.
What do you mean?
It's a little lower than.
The
No,
hairline's
let's
fine.
move on to the next one.
That was the last one, as a matter of fact.
Very cool.
That's really cool.
It's good. I like those.
It's always fun having something that pops up for like meme's sake. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Good.
What do you meme, Aaron? Give me an example of a meme right now
And
that's
just
from this year.
Oh, they make new ones?
Every
day.
year.
Jesus. That's a lot of work.
And I will say the preview images that are going up over on our Instagram kind of are taken in front of a blue wall. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
some potential there if you guys want to do something with that.
If you work hard enough, some of them have some pretty heavy shadows,
Yeah.
but you can do it.
And there might have been more out there, but I used the ones that were in Discord under live podcast suggestions.
Gotcha.
So those are the ones that got used.
Yeah,
Should've
those are the ones that I
submitted them.
heard about. So
I don't know. I didn't look up any of them. Hey, I'm looking up. I Googled my name. Someone said if you type in Blind Wave Aaron, I don't see any Porg. Nothing. At all. Just saying.
have say search off.
Look, there's Akasan.
Do you want me to show your screen?
No,
Okay.
it's fine. I was just looking through.
Alright.
We need to do a campaign when you like search for Porg that pops up.
No, Aaron, just turn safe search off. You'll find it.
Okay, now I'm getting into other random things that are not me. And I still haven't seen the Porg one. It's ridiculous.
It's always so depressing whenever I'm searching for something in Google, and Google will come up and say, further search results might not be what you're looking for. Do you want to
Yeah.
continue? Like, damn it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just not know. And just continue on for thousands of pages until I get bored. Rather than it just doesn't exist.
Whenever it says that to me, I always remember Starship Troopers. Do you want to know more?
Yeah. I love that movie, man, so much.
Yeah, I used a Calvin meme GIF thing the other day when I was I was on Twitter talking about like trying to figure out homeschool stuff for the kids or whatever. And actually, I commented on the wrong person because one person had commented something and someone else said something about like, well, at least you know what to do and what not to do since you know Calvin and stuff like that too. I was like, well, I definitely know what not to do. And I posted this GIF that was like Calvin, like you were like wearing something on your face and you're just like doing this thing.
Yeah.
I just try to find the silliest GIF of you to be like, well, I know what not to do and here's this. It was just funny. I can't remember. I wish I could find it.
Yeah.
I need to find that.
Yeah, it's on my Twitter somewhere.
News story I want to get into real quick before I get into some questions.
Sure.
A lot of people have been putting questions down in the chat.
Okay.
You can redeem those using the little bubble icon thingy in the lower left, I think it is. But The Rock made a purchase.
He did.
Oh,
Dwayne
did he?
Johnson bought the XFL,
Oh my gosh.
along with some other people as well. Yeah, I'm shocked, and I
Yeah.
can't understand why, other than it's just a favorite of Vince McMahon.
I mean, Vince McMahon, I heard he put $200 million into it to try to get it going, and then it was sold for $15 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, that's better than WCW,
Yeah.
to be fair. Which
What was it?
went out of
A
business.
$400 million company sold for
It was a
100,000?
multi-million-dollar company, and it sold for, I think it was less than $1 million
Yeah.
yeesh.
when it actually sold
Gotcha.
to Vince McMahon.
Yeah. So a little bit of his own medicine, maybe.
Yeah, I'm curious to see like if they'll try to bring it back or what exactly the plan is. Personally, I think he's just like, okay, Vince, that's enough. I'm just buying it, so you can never try again.
I think that it should be a league in which you just allow steroid use.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the NFL. That way you can preserve like the tradition of playing and the records and stuff.
Yeah.
This one should be like you can do anything. It's like NFL Blitz in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, even in professional wrestling, there's like steroid rules.
No, I understand. I get you. But I mean, might go watch that for real, for reals. You know?
Just steroid. It's like that one guy.
Yeah, the
The guy
comedian.
that
Like,
passed
I want
away.
to see a guy Take a bite of the puck.
Bite the puck.
I mean, to be fair to Vince, like some of the things that they did in the XFL did transfer over to the NFL.
Yeah.
To make it more exciting. So there were some things that were good ideas.
Sure.
There were just a lot of bad ones.
Yeah. Speaking of news, though, so Mulan had been pushed back, and now it's been revealed that Mulan is going to be coming out on Disney Plus.
Yes.
So you have to have a Disney Plus subscription, and you have to pay $30.
Yeah.
First, it came out and
To
said
watch it.
to watch, but now they've since said that as long as you have Disney Plus, you'll be able to watch it as long as you have that service.
Which
So it-
presumably, eventually, you would be able to watch it as part
for
of the
free
service anyway.
later. Yeah, I assume. Yeah,
I would
It's
assume
basically
too.
an early access.
It's basically an early access, but it's $30,
$30.
which, I mean, to me, when I first heard that number, I'm like, man, that's a lot for one to rent, but even to buy, that's
So
Yeah.
can
I mean-
go and pay the money without having Disney Plus to watch it?
no.
I don't
You have
think
to
so.
have the service.
See, I feel
Yeah.
like using it to entice people to get the service
Sure.
might be a good option, but
I definitely get you, but the
They
thing,
are trying to comp some of their losses
Yeah.
because they couldn't do like a theater release. But
Sure.
honestly, like $30
It
by
seems
the
like a-
time you buy two $10 tickets and a couple
that's
drinks
the-
for two people, even.
That's the thing. It's going to be generally a family movie. Like Aaron, like if you took all of your kids and your wife to go see a movie, how much is that?
yeah, it's well, even if you say $5 a piece,
Yeah.
it's 5 times 6, which is
Sure.
$30.
Yeah.
But here, if you guys want to watch Mulan, it's $30, and then you can watch it for as long as you have it.
Yeah,
or
but-
you could just wait until
See, I don't
it's
know,
free.
yeah, maybe.
Now,
It's-
I've also spent $50 on wrestling pay-per-views, but
I-
you never get access
Yeah.
to those some of the times.
See, Trolls World Tour had the same thing where it
Yeah.
was available on like Amazon Prime or one of the sites.
Yeah.
And you could pay $20 and it was like a renting process
Yeah.
basically, where it would be. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess in a similar sense, if I was going to go to the movie theaters, it's probably going to cost me at least $20 in tickets just to go to the movie theaters. But if I'm going to pay $20 now and and just watch it at home, what I did is we just waited until
Yeah.
it came out on Blu-ray, and then for like $24, I bought the Blu-ray DVD digital set and have all of them so that the kids can watch it in the car, or we can download it, or we can watch it on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, as far as the value proposition, like it's clearly just wait. It's just like
I
whether or
mean,
not.
they would make
Yeah.
so much money if they just put it on Disney Plus. The amount of people that
Just
don't
people
have it
Getting like a 3
will
month.
definitely get it then.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
But this is you have to have Disney Plus and you have to pay $30. You know.
Yeah.
That's where it loses me a little bit.
True.
See, Amazon Prime isn't like, or Amazon, like watching on there, like
Yeah.
for Trolls. I just log in. I
Yeah.
don't have to be a Prime member, and I could buy it for
you
the
could just buy
$20.
it.
You know?
Exactly.
So that's why I was
too-
wondering, like, maybe the $30 is like, well, you don't have to actually be a subscriber. You can just pay the money, watch it if you want to, and that's it.
Yeah.
What would be maybe better is like, hey, it's $30. If you have Disney Plus, it's $20.
Yeah, I agree.
know?
I think that would be good because honestly, the $30 number. Now that it's been clarified that this is as long as you still have the service, you can watch it forever. You know, it's still you're spending $8 a month or whatever. But you know, it's comparable to buying the Blu-ray. $30. You know.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
then-
that you also have to be able to keep it, pay $8 a month for however long you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like here in, I don't know, a number, 5 months.
Yeah.
When it would come to Disney Plus anyway, I would have it.
Yeah.
But now I've paid the money and I have it, but I have to stay subscribed to have it.
I just wonder.
It's a weird
and
system. I don't know.
is.
I mean, there's a reason that like straight to DVD movies have lower budgets than
True.
theatrical movies, and that they were planning on making its budget back from theatrical release.
True.
But because that can't happen, like they have to make it back some way. And would they be able to make it back in Disney Plus subscriptions
Yeah.
if they put it on there, or do they have to do something else in order to make that money back?
But then you have Netflix, you know, giving these gigantic budgets for their movies, for their programming, and they're not charging anything for those. You know,
True.
like what's the newest one with? I can't remember the actors, but they just announced like this is the largest budget for a movie Netflix has ever given. It's like $200 million or something like that, and they're not selling it. They're just putting it on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know,
But aren't they always losing money?
yeah, but it's the same
That's
way
what they say,
YouTube
too.
loses money. They lose a lot of money, but they have $1 billion in their account. You know,
I mean, it's
Yes.
also like Amazon has not actually
yeah.
posted a profit for the last like 5
And
years.
it's why they don't fucking pay taxes. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're doing fine. I'll say that.
I get that they need to recoup the Mulan money.
yeah, I
So-
wonder what's the price point in which you're like, that's not bad. Like I like your thing, and some people had said it before too. Like, what if it was $8 if you're on Disney Plus, and it's $25 if you're not on Disney Plus or something like that.
Yeah.
And there I'm like, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Because actually, I like going to the theater and stuff, but sometimes I'd rather just not. I'm actually interested in a world in which we just have these big movies coming out on stream and we can watch them from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay for them and stuff, but that just seems like a lot for what might end up being for many people a one-time view.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Like in the movie theater, like you also have the experience. You can go and you get these, you get the squeaky chairs and you get the sticky floor and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not gonna get that.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know
when it
what I
comes to WWE, like you can pay $50 or $60 for the pay-per-view, or you can pay $12 a month for the network, and you get the pay-per-views for free.
True.
So maybe like a $12 mark. I don't know.
I mean, but the thing is like when a movie's out in theater, you have employees and a certain amount of security. You don't have people just walking in. Like you're technically, when you buy a movie, that FBI warning in the beginning is like no parties. You can't have like 50 people watching this because they didn't pay for it. Sure. Whereas here, whenever you're trying to like figure out what's the box office, who's to say that it's not like someone watching at a church group and it's 75 kids watching Mulan? Sure. That was only paid. They only got $30 from that. So I can understand like, well, how do we make money from this? But that one just seems, I feel like when it comes to this kind of stuff, when it's entertainment in the home, the less you have to pay, the way more money you're going to make, I think.
Maybe. I mean, it could easily be that idea of like, well, who all is going to go to the theater to watch this?
Yeah.
Like, it might be a smaller number than who's willing to pay. I mean, what if you had it $10 to rent?
Yeah.
What if it's $20 to rent, $10 to rent if you're a Disney Plus member?
Yeah.
You don't actually own it. You get to rent it, and you have it for like two days, something like that, to watch it. Like they do that renting process where it's like you have a week to watch it. Once you watch it, you have 24 hours.
Gotcha.
And you can keep watching it for that 24 hours.
They also, I mean, they know that doing this will encourage and increase piracy of it as well.
Yeah.
Like crazy. So
True.
it's just I just wonder like the people that are making that decision, how they landed on something, in my opinion, that might just be too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems too expensive, especially in this economy in the United States right now. Anyway, like I would try to be securing people keeping my Disney Plus service.
Agreed. And I mean, this is going to be the movie. I think. I mean, Trolls World Tour and stuff that did the same thing, but I think this is the movie that like you might set a precedent here.
Yeah.
And it's Disney, Yeah. And in a lot of this industry, what Disney says that's what goes now, So
I just think there's something to be said with like, would you, depending on how they do it, and if that's the route they're going, would you rather have 10 people pay $30 or 100 people pay $10?
Yeah.
Like, would you get more people and get a higher amount overall by doing like, even if it's a renting process, not a purchase process or anything, like let them rent it, but have like different values or something that could maybe work that way.
Yeah.
Especially since you already have a subscription base. Make that subscription worth it more.
That's what I'm saying. Like, think about all the people that aren't subscribed that would subscribe if Mulan was on there. I think it'd be a lot.
Now here's a question. Like, what if they had this? If you have a subscription, you can pay $30 to watch Mulan at home. Mm-hmm. Or you could go to the theater and watch Mulan in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, what if that's a thing? Like, would that be more acceptable of like, okay, I can go to the theater and watch Mulan right now, or I can stay home and pay $30 and watch it from home?
Sure.
At least that one is
so it's more at home, but it's less if you go to a theater, but,
Maybe, but it gives you the choice where, like, well, I'm not going to pay $30 at home, but I'll go to the theater and watch it there.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if they could do, maybe if theaters were open and they were able to do theaters, and that's a choice that maybe they're looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe that kind of makes a little bit more sense and works a little bit better, but...
Mulan is still going to theaters. It's just...
Well, it's select markets, though, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be in every theater like it would have been normally. It's going to be certain spots and stuff. So I just wonder if there's like maybe that would have been more okay with people. Because I've seen a lot of people upset and not happy with this. And then people worried about what's going to happen with Black Widow. Because Black Widow's been on this limbo land of like it's been postponed. Are they going to release it onto Disney Plus or something?
I don't know. I mean,
and if so, would you get
the
it?
The MCU's already putting on these like television shows and stuff. That's not going to be any extra costs, you know. Like
maybe Disney is using this as an experiment for when they release things like Black Widow.
Yeah, but like how much money would they get from theaters, and then going just straight to Disney Plus? How much are you losing because of that? Like,
I mean, Mulan's going to be a little weird. If you plan to do this, like Netflix, they plan to do this. They know where their money's coming from. The people that invested in that movie know what they're getting back.
Yeah.
Because this is the system. Mulan, you get people that invested the money to make the movie. are owed this amount of money in return, you know?
Yeah.
And you got to be able to, like, well, where's that going to come from?
Disney
so
right now is trying to
it
figure
is
out
really
what
sticky.
they do.
Like, I think once you push past the initial shock of, man, that's a lot of money,
But
you can start to understand a bit, but still disagree.
I mean, it's also hard to feel sorry for them in some cases too, though, because like they'll manipulate the budget so that they don't have to pay people.
That's true.
Yeah.
They'll create production companies
Yeah.
only for that movie and then dissolve them, thus not needing to pay.
Yeah, or just do the expenses in a way that, like, okay, my contract said I get so many of profits, and like, what was it, Alien or Terminator or something made so much money.
Yeah.
But because of the way that they did the books, it lost money.
It lost money.
So the people
and
working
they
on that
get
movie
nothing.
got no
Yeah.
money. So
Thank God they didn't do that to Alec Guinness.
What?
Thank God they didn't do that to Alec Guinness, because he negotiated his contract in Star Wars to get a certain amount of the profit, right?
Well, it's people like Alec Guinness why they
been
work the
doing
books
that,
like that now.
Because now they owe money to his estate, his kids, you know?
Yep.
So, anyway, I don't know what the right answer is, but $30 for, definitely when it came out and it said to rent, I was like, fuck no, that's ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, normally when you rent a movie from Prime or something like that, it's like $3 to $5.
Yeah.
But would you have paid it for a Star Wars or an Endgame?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing.
But
too,
that's my
is, like,
bias.
Yeah.
And I say that freely, openly, and I encourage it.
That's one thing too. Right now is like a lot of people are being like, "Well, it's Mulan. They're just making they're making a crappy live action remake."
Yeah.
Where some people are like upset at some of the remakes that have happened and come
Yeah.
out, and they're like, "Well, they're not as good as the originals.
Sure.
I'm not going to pay this much for it." Also, some of it may be that, well, you know, there's a new generation. There's people out there that haven't seen it yet. This is maybe not necessarily made for you, or it's made
Yeah.
to be like, don't think of this as being, this is a remake and this is supposed to be the Mulan. This is just a new live action Mulan one. You know, it's just a little different.
But you know, like the Hamilton film, right? Like it's a recorded thing of the stage play, and they recorded it years ago with the hopes that they're actually going to release this in certain markets in the theater. People can buy it and stuff. And then COVID happened, and they're like, "Hey, we have this thing. Let's just throw it up on Disney Plus, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, I only have Disney Plus because The Mandalorian, and
Yeah.
I didn't cancel because I'm like, I watch some of this stuff sometimes, you know. Like, I feel like the money you can make from that. It's just that it's how you pay the people that invested. I think is going to be weird. But I mean, you know, I still, you know, because I had Disney Plus, I'll go and watch Hamilton a couple times, you know.
Yeah.
I'll watch through Mandalorian, or I'll start watching like the X-Men cartoon, you know. And suddenly, I'm paying $8 a month for I don't know how long because I'm into it now.
For sure. I get that. So, I don't know. I haven't talked to Melanie about it. I don't know if we're going to get it or what.
Yeah.
It hasn't come out yet. We'll probably decide then, but I've been liking watching the Disney remakes. I liked the Aladdin one.
Yeah.
Lion King was okay. For me, I was like, Lion King's just like a more realistic cartoon.
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
There were no real people, you know. It wasn't a live action. There weren't live lions.
Yeah.
They were cartoon digital made up lions. It's just they look much better and more realistic.
I'm the same way. Like, I don't know how to feel about them sometimes, like those Disney remakes, because I'm like, well, I like the original so much. So does that mean I'm going to like this? It's like, well, yes and no, because, oh, I recognize that, but, oh, I didn't like that change. Or,
Yeah.
oh, this is new, but is it needed? You know, like, I like Jungle Book. I didn't really love Aladdin. I didn't mind Lion King, but I was very neutral on it, you know?
I like Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast was good. I actually did like that one. That's one all people don't like.
Yeah, I really like Beauty and the Beast. I like Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And the only other one I think I've seen is Lion King, and
Yeah.
I didn't get the point.
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the new like remakes or anything.
I haven't watched Lady and the Tramp yet, but
I
I
haven't
never
either.
really watched the
And that was
original
on
one
Disney
that
Plus,
much
right?
either.
I watched
What?
the original a
That's on
bunch.
Disney. That aired on Disney
It
Plus.
was a premiere thing
Yeah.
of Disney Plus. It was like one of the perks of getting it early on was that it was coming. Lady the Tramp was going to be there. So, but no, I don't know. My least favorite of the grouping of the new ones is either Jungle Book or Lion King. I'm not too sure.
Gotcha.
I don't know. They were okay. Jungle Book was fun,
Really?
I guess, but
I like
it was
Jungle Book.
It wasn't. I don't know. I think I have more issue of like, well, it's just a CGI remake of it all, and then it's just a little different and a little weird.
Sure.
But
I get
but like
ya.
the Aladdin one I like because like I'm like, okay, well this is the live action one. I want to see what they do differently with this. Where I'm like, well, with the CGI
Sure.
one, you can make it do whatever you want to do. You know,
Yeah.
there's no.
I guess with Aladdin versus Lion King, at least with Lion King, there wasn't any characterization. I'm like, well, they fucked that up. Whereas in Aladdin, I thought Jafar was terrible. Like, not just bad, I thought it was terrible.
There wasn't much to Jafar.
And he's like my favorite part.
There wasn't much to Jafar,
He's
but they added
amazing.
much more to Jasmine, which
Yeah.
I like that. 'Cause
Sure.
before Jasmine was just kind of there.
Yeah. But like, I always liked Jasmine, and then in this, I like Jasmine. Whereas in the original, I always liked Jafar, and in this, I hated Jafar. You know?
No, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say Jafar was so much better or anything like that. It was my favorite one out of the group, but Aladdin's one of my favorite of the Disney movies too.
Sure.
So, like, Jasmine's like probably my second favorite of the Disney princesses.
Ariel.
Gotcha.
I know.
You can't guess the first one. It's impossible.
I already did.
All right. We ready for questions?
Yes. Questions.
Let's get to them. If we don't get to all of them, I will reject them and you will get your points back. All right. That is from 3 days ago, so that is too far. But this first one here is Diego. I can't stay, but have a nice stream. I'll watch the repeat, so say something weird to me.
Boogelschmirt.
What?
Boogelschmirt.
That does it.
Okay.
Google Schmirk.
Boogel.
Google Schmirk.
Boogelschmirt.
Google Schmirk.
Something we forgot to mention. Plagueis asked how excited we are for the Pokemon reaction. So in
They
Discord,
wouldn't let this go.
in the hint hunt, some people mistook those glasses for Squirtle's glasses.
As
Squirtle
one does.
Squad.
When we first got those T-shirts, we're like, "Hey, this is a Squirtle Squad shirt."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it is not.
The angle's off.
Yep.
So no, we are not reacting to Pokemon, the anime. Though,
We should.
That'd be fun.
I haven't seen all of them. Not the original.
Yeah.
I want to watch some.
We'll do it 2 a week.
Plagueis, Aaron excited for hell after what you pulled Monday? Question mark.
I don't
Dark
understand.
Souls-ish, I assume.
I saw that you pulled out your overpowered weapon on the boss so that you didn't go over your kill count.
Dude, no, I fought that thing and died to it more than anything else in the game. And I gave it chances, and he wouldn't die.
If the game gives you the weapon,
Yeah, and I've put that thing away and not use it for most of the bosses. I pull it out every once in a while.
Yeah.
This bitch deserved to die. I pulled out the weapon and I killed it.
Rick, would you also say
but
that
Plagueis-
to Smash Brothers combos with Kirby and stuff like that? If the
it-
game allows it, it's not a bitch
Well,
move.
no. Also, like, I had fought this guy a lot, and I started really getting down his things, and I played that time much better, but it wasn't easy. I
Sure.
still used, out of like 20 flasks, I was down to like 11. So I was healing a lot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy, but
Yeah.
I managed to make it through. So
Calvin, are you going to start watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I was thinking about catching up with the guys. I don't know whether they're going to let me on the reactions or not.
Oh no,
but-
we
Never.
just had such a good time without you.
it's fun. I like it. I don't want to taint it.
Taint it!
I was going to say that they let me be on Titans, but they make me be on Titans.
Well, we did make him do that. You guys let me be on Attack on Titan.
It's true.
That's
So,
true.
There's precedent.
Calvin, have you caught up with Attack on Titan?
No, I haven't finished up the third season.
Because Keith asked, how awesome would it be to have an Attack on Titan Calvin catch-up?
Ooh. You seen
Well,
what,
he's
season
seen
1?
most of it, right?
I've
I know
seen
he's
a good bit of
He's
it.
seen at least season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen season 1. I've seen part of season 2. I can't remember how much I've seen now.
Well, I remember you saying, like, are you at this point? And you've been like, yeah, I think so. And then we started talking about it, and you're like, I'm not up there.
No, yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit.
I was like, no, yeah, you're right. I'm not there yet. I thought I was.
Captain Texas, has anyone watched Community? I have until
Yeah.
the particular season. I can't remember which one, and then I stopped.
Yep.
I have not.
I've never seen it.
No, never seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen
I've seen-
one.
I've
one
seen
thing.
up to the same season that Rick has.
I've seen one thing from Community. That's the pizza delivery with a fire,
Yeah.
which I learned was from Community because of like Calvin or something.
Yep.
Otherwise, I had no idea.
It's Donald Glover.
Are you guys going to react live today to the State of Play Game Showcase? That's going to be a no, because it's already started, I think.
Yeah.
It has started.
Yep.
I have it open.
Anything good?
Anything good?
Wait, quick, react to it. Yes.
They're they're showing that one game that has like the damn, what was it called? It was like the 3 people and it looked really cool
It's
and
God
like
For
something,
Honor.
isn't it?
I can't. What was it?
For Honor.
No, not For Honor, Calvin. It's like
it not?
it's like God something.
Yeah,
or
it's like God something, something God.
Yeah, For Honor, Calvin. Get out. You don't know games. Get out
God,
here.
God, something,
It's-
something, God.
It's like 3v3.
I don't know if it's been announced yet, but there's a Splunky 2
Huh.
coming.
Godfall?
Later this year. Godfall. That sounds right.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you,
Godfall.
someone who knows games.
Rick, you just
I
summarized.
glanced at
you
it.
just summarized summers at church
It does look like For
camp.
Honor.
God, God, something, God.
But no, I don't think we're going to do that live.
How different do you think Return of the Jedi would have been if Steven Spielberg had directed it like George Lucas wanted?
Let's see. Richard Marquand versus Steven Spielberg. I really don't know. Whenever I think of a Spielberg movie, I mean,
Indiana Jones.
yeah, I mean, well,
Jaws.
just like that classic Spielberg feel, right? Which is usually like small town, 80s, son of a cop. I don't know, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't picture it being much different, but that's because I can't picture it being different. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just can't.
It's so ingrained in me.
Yeah.
The only thing I can see that could be really different is I feel like Empire Strikes Back, whenever they would shoot Vader, versus Return of the Jedi when they would shoot Vader, just like the reflections were so much more beautiful in Empire than they were Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Empire is a beautiful movie.
maybe there would be shooting differences,
Yeah.
but I would say with it being like the third, like I think the actors might have had their characters pretty well, and they kind of knew how they wanted to be and stuff. I don't know if much of that would be too different. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
Palpatine was like falling out of the exploded Death Star in a fridge.
What?
That's how he got out.
Next question.
Where's the where's the Blue Wave Twitch channel?
I don't know. Those guys, we have already sent papers.
We sent them a
suing
cease
for a
and
likeness.
desist.
Our lawyers have been in touch with
Yeah,
their lawyers.
With their lawyers.
But if they get on the Twitch too, we'll deal with it. Just keep an eye out for
We
us,
do
guys.
that way we can stream to two
It's a
different
tough
channels.
time for Blind Wave. Sorry.
Like we can stream to two different channels at the same time and stuff too, and like you can do the multi-stream.
Shiraz asks, when is the last time Calvin had a genuine sneeze?
You mean instead of when you go?
Like a genuine, I let it all out sneeze?
Yep. Just an ejaculation from your face.
Yeah. When does that happen?
Next question.
Sunday.
Next question.
It was Sunday. I let it out. Not on camera, though.
Gotcha.
I was trying to remember because before that, I can't remember the last time I sneezed.
Calvin has this uncanny ability of being able to not say anything. And
I
know
had
the-
my eyes rolled back and I was like,
and know the exact moment to where we've waited long enough, we're gonna say
we're
something,
done.
and then he'll be like, "This is the answer," you know, like.
Is that his uncanny ability, or is it our ability to know when he's going to speak
and cut
interrupt
me
him?
off.
Maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Asking for Dario Racer, what's your all's favorite arcade game from the 90s?
Arcade game from the night. I love. Damn.
Oh, real quick though, we should do Blue Wave merch. That would be great, like a Blue Wave shirt.
Shut up, Eric.
Okay.
I love the light gun type of games.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, the Time Crisis and
Yeah.
the Jurassic
Fantastic.
Park and all those kind of. I love like pop, 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 pop. Those are my favorite games that I've ever played. The House, fucking Zombie House.
House of the Dead.
House of the Dead.
Yep.
Like, those are probably some of my favorite like things.
I just love pumping quarters into like the arcade beat 'em ups, like Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah, Simpsons, X-Men.
Especially if you could get like
X-Men.
2 people there. X-Men, Turtles in Time. Just
I really like Dungeon Dragons.
$15 down the drain.
Dungeon Dragons Shadows over Mysteria.
Yeah.
Was a really good beat 'em up.
Like I have just super clear memories of the roller rink playing the Simpsons game while on roller skates. So you're like kind of like moving around and shit, and you're almost falling over. That's
that'd
a
be
pretty
fun.
good memory for
But
me.
my favorite arcade games are pinball machines.
I don't know if it was 90s, but there was a Star Wars arcade game where you went through the original trilogy.
Yeah.
And it had like a joystick thing, and the flight stuff was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like flying through as an X-wing and stuff, destroying the Death Star. But I hated the lightsaber battles because
Yeah.
it was also inverted.
I know.
Like the flight was. I hated it so
Yeah.
much.
It was
Yeah.
a good idea.
Mine's
Yeah,
probably Raptor, Call of the Shadows.
Was that an arcade game?
It started out as one.
Did it? I did not
I'm
know
pretty
that.
sure.
I mean, it plays like an arcade game. But
Yeah.
I didn't know it was actually in arcades.
Is there any kind of like
I'm fairly
like,
certain.
comparable feeling to walking into an arcade with a giant like cup of quarters that we have for like the home market?
A strip
guess,
club
like,
with
this-
a strip club with singles?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean like the home market,
Rick's
like
got
video
you.
games.
All right, moving on.
like the I guess like the Stream Summer Sale or something. I don't know, but just that feeling of like walking in and seeing the Star Wars arcade thing. That's just as good as playing it for me sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get you.
It's like, but so
Like
walking
you
in-
have a whole cup and it's just filled with quarters, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
You don't even care about the prizes, you know?
But you just said seeing it.
Just see
without
it.
so like
Just walking in,
so
that feeling of like, oh, this is gonna be a great day.
like I've walked into like the arcade like at the mall,
Yeah.
with no quarters, no intentions of playing anything,
Yeah.
just like what do they got? Ooh, look at that!
Sure.
I love that. So I guess that would be like most comparable thing to that would be like walking into a strip club with no singles.
Nope, you're right.
There
It
you
was
go.
only on DOS.
Calvin, you don't have one then?
Neat.
I
mean-
guess not.
It's an arcade-like game. I can
Yep.
see that being an arcade.
I guess mine would be
Missile Command.
Oh,
Yeah.
Missile Command. That game is art.
Missile Command and Jumpman,
never played Jumpman.
right?
Snakes and
The
Ladders.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong is
Yeah.
Snakes and Ladders. Is that
Snakes and Ladders is not an arcade game. That's a board
not
game.
even a board game.
not
It's a
Snakes and
slot
Ladders?
machine.
I'm talking.
Made of cardboard.
It's not, it's not even a board game. Says
It's a
Rick.
slot machine
Fuck,
made
what
of
is it?
cardboard.
But like, yeah, like those kind of games were a lot of fun.
What is it? What's the one where you're like running across platforms and going up ladders and coming down and stuff, and you're like in a jungle and stuff?
Pitfall.
Pitfall?
Pitfall. That's what I'm
I
thinking
don't
of.
think that was an arcade though.
Was it not on?
I
There's
think
like
it was
a
just
card.
Nintendo Entertainment
It's
System.
another game that
I
I
was
played
on
on
Atari.
PC.
Was it?
that I
Originally.
I think I played it when it was paired with like Mario or something.
Huh.
I don't know. Fucking, I don't know anything.
Ooh, Asteroid. Is
Asteroid.
Asteroid an arcade game?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've
it
played
was.
Asteroid.
Yes, sir.
There
I've
we
played
go.
an arcade
Yay!
game.
Yay!
Finally. Oh my gosh, we can end stream now.
Eric, what was your favorite one? Was it the one where you put $1 in and it gives you a candy bar?
Yeah, I love that game. I win every time.
E7.
And when I
yes,
don't-
another Snickers.
It's terrible.
Dark Saint Discord. What's the longest you have gone without sleep?
Like
87 hours.
What? Like seriously, or are you just saying a number?
No, that's the longest I've gone without
Why?
sleep.
Why? Was it just a busy time? Or
Yeah.
no, I was bored.
I think I've done like a 36 hour or something like that, but I think mine was related to like doing like a stream or something. Like I did a 24-hour stream or something. I don't know. I'd probably say in the 36-hour range.
About a day and a half.
Yeah, that I can think of. Like I know I've done that. Maybe I've done more. Maybe I've done. I don't know.
Mine was the last 3 days, around 70 hours of before the deadline to the lightsaber choreography competition 8 when we did Rivals. And I called off work sick for 3 days and stayed up straight to finish the lightsaber effects for Rivals.
You stayed up straight for 3 days.
Yep. I didn't sleep.
At
and
all?
I finished it right before. Actually, I was a little late, and we were over the time limit by like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
but they were like, "It's so good, who cares?" Like I don't remember. I might have like dozed off or something, but I like the only way to finish it was be like, I have to do this and this and this and this. I have to do this entire saber for the whole 11 minutes, and then go back and do it again. Then the lightsaber, or then the like glows, lightning, the force jump, and I had it prioritized. So if I ran out, like that's not a big deal if I don't do an effect here, you know. But I was able to get all done, but I didn't sleep.
Yeah. Mine was just like a busy weekend, and in the evenings I would hang out with friends, and then I would just stay awake.
Yeah.
The thing I hate about staying up like too late, your body starts doing that weird like sweaty hot kind of feel. Like do you guys ever
No,
do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like I'll feel like sticky
Yeah.
and sweaty, and I feel like the monster I'm drinking to help keep me awake is now sweating through my pores because I'm drinking too much of it, and it just wants me to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to describe
Yeah.
what you
No,
mean.
it's that weird like you feel like you've slept in your clothes kind of feeling.
it. Yeah, I guess I've slept in my clothes before.
Yeah, but when you wake up, you feel all like, I don't know, like,
Grimy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just grimy.
Rick
I've done that.
Grimy.
My worst one is probably too long of a story for the rest of the podcast, but my next to last one was staying up for, what was it? Was it 36 hours? I think it was 36 hours, either playing D&D or preparing for the next day's D&D session. And I was punch drunk by the end of that,
I bet.
let me tell you.
Punch drunk.
Calvin, that's like $ straight days.
Chris Fizz, 10 years is the 10 on the marriage anniversary gift. Diamond jewelry, maybe a picture frame made out of tin. Hope it helps. Happy anniversary, Rick and Mag.
Oh, nice.
10. My 10 years is until 22.
I thought you were 23.
I am, yeah. She got turned 22.
Oh.
Let's see. Kaiser, Blind Wave. Have you heard of have you heard of a bunch of different series?
Yeah.
We've probably heard of them.
Including Has Been Hotel. All made by an independent creator called VisiPop. Great animation quality, interesting story, fun characters. Please check it out.
I don't know any of those.
Nope.
I've seen a trailer for Has Been Hotel, and the art style was very interesting. I'm trying to remember what it reminded me of, but I can't. So moving on. Rick, how far are you in One Piece? I just finished the Sky Island arc, if it's an arc or a whatever.
Storyline.
It was a hell of an arc.
Hell of an arc. Hell of an arc.
The villain for that was voiced by Irvin and
Ah.
Okabe.
Nice.
And he's an amazing villain too.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. He's really
yeah,
good.
he definitely would be.
Okabe.
Okabe.
Yeah.
Still, after finishing the series, never say it right. I want to read this one, Rick.
Okay.
Hey guys, I just got my law degree. I followed Blind Wave when I started college. Whenever Eric says blood-sucking lawyer during Chuck reactions, it
the
breaks my
blood-sucking
heart
lawyer!
because I'm about to get my bar. Why, Eric? Why?
He's just talking about that one.
I'm not a
you.
litigious person.
All right. We should probably get to redemptions and donations because I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot. Even though they should understand I've already suffered enough because Berserk didn't win.
That's true.
But
And they unjustly punished you so much last time.
All right, so let's see. We have... I'll refresh this just to make sure this is up to date.
you doing the exercises or the
Yeah,
donations?
I'm on the redemption of
Okay.
the exercise stuff. So, Rick has 3,
It's not good when it takes a while.
4 sit-ups.
Oh,
so
okay.
40 sit-ups.
40 setups.
40 sit-ups.
And then Rick has 1,
That's going to be 400.
2,
Ugh. That's going to be a problem.
3,
Quit counting.
4,
He could just keep
40
counting.
squats.
Okay.
40,
do that in my
40.
sleep.
1, 2,
Do you hear that, guys?
3.
Give him more.
Calvin, quiet. You'll get us all.
You just don't want to do
Rick,
it.
I think right now you're at 40 squats, 40 sit-ups, 40 push-ups.
Wow.
Wow.
4x4x4.
I think.
How did you guys
Calvin?
keep it so even?
10 push-ups. That's all I see for you.
10 push-ups? Alrighty.
All right, and then Rick, let me know when you get whatever you get done.
Me?
Yeah, so that I can check them off.
Okay.
Let me read through these. Sit-ups. For Rick, broke my damn head. Squats. For Rick, is it off cooldown now? Push-ups. For Rick, black-haired Jesus-looking bastard, I'm using all 10,000 of my bucks for this. Sit-ups. For Rick, had me jumping out of my seat because I thought it was a bamboozle and I was deceived.
You should know that he's just over there cackling while doing sit-ups.
For Rick, suffer! For Rick, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Lenny.
20 sit-ups down.
20 sit-ups.
Yep.
For
Did I
Rick,
do 11?
I'm almost
Breaking
broke,
them
but
up.
have more.
Oh, well.
There's 10 sit-ups done. There's 20 sit-ups. That way I make sure I don't miss this and I did them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
All right. For Rick, this is the last of punishments now. Suffer once again. All
Except
right.
for the bad form.
I have
20
1...
push-ups.
20 more?
20 push-ups.
Oh, just 20.
sit-ups.
He's
Okay.
breaking them up.
20 push-ups. 20 push-ups. Okay, there we go. 10, 20. Done. Calvin, did you do some?
Yep.
What'd you do?
11
11 what?
push-ups.
11
Apparently.
push-ups. Why'd you do 11 push-ups?
I just lost count.
Oh. All right. And then 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. I don't have any. Eric has 20 squats and 10 push-ups. Just get out of here,
I
Calvin.
can't. I'm wearing a mask.
Don't look.
And I don't want to poison
20
myself.
squats.
20
Oh my
squats
gosh.
for Rick.
Did you just say that, Eric?
All right.
For real, though, do I have any?
Let me do... No.
Oh, okay.
Not technically.
All right, so Blind Wave Bingo. Eric doesn't have exercises.
Of course not. Dude, I set my watch to 190 last time I had squats. Because that's how many I had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice not having to count them all.
10 more sit-ups.
You got it, Rick.
Good job, Rick. All right, I'm going to do my 20 squats.
10 push-ups.
Get into position to start workout. Set 1.
It's not counting them. You have to do as many squats as it takes until it counts up to 20.
There you go.
Do it again. Nah, that's bullshit.
5 reps.
20 squats.
You can do it, man.
Huh?
You can do it.
What are you doing?
Rick, is this your mask or mine?
Yours. You like took it off and flung it and it landed here.
What?
It went under the monitor. It was crazy.
How? I want cookies too.
I sanitized my hands before I did this. What do I have left? 10 and 10?
10 sit-ups. 10 push-ups. That's all I see.
Okay.
Oh, man. No more push-ups this one? We're doing more
Oh, yeah.
push-ups?
Best things of the week. I think it was Tuesday or Monday. Which day was
14,
International Cookie Day?
15,
Tuesday?
Every day.
So we had cookies.
18, 19, 20. Damn, why am I watching counting those? Ridiculous. All right, here's my squats.
Because they're not proper squats, Aaron.
They were.
These are Giant Eagle freshly baked cookies. Very good.
Yeah, they are very
I
good.
guess I have 20 push-ups.
You can do it. How you doing, Rick?
I got 10 push-ups. Oh, man,
You got
I
it.
can do these.
Done. All right. Let's read these bits and donations
Yeah.
in my breathy voice. After a drink. Ritlock resubscribed for 11 months.
Thank you.
Chris Lynn, 3 months.
3 months.
Mongoose gifted a sub.
Ooh, nice.
Let's Waste Time Together resubscribed for 10 months, saying, been a great 10 months watching live and over 3 years watching you guys on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Really Bad Gamer resubscribed for 15 months.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hilding, 100 bits. Weekly goddamn loving, guys.
Yes, Hilding.
Hilding.
Thank you.
Eddie the Head, 11 months. So happy Pokemon won. Lono Games, 28 months.
Thank you, Lano.
Night Owl Lenny, 333 bits. Hail Blue Wave.
Blue
Hail,
Wave.
Victoria's dead.
Tori, 195 bits. Hi.
Hi.
Zero, resubscribed for 5 months.
I win.
Slayer, 7 months. Hope you guys are staying safe and doing
There you
well.
go. It's counting.
Keep making the great content for us all to enjoy.
Slayer.
Bully Hunter, subscribed.
Thank you, Bully.
Thank you.
VV Ackerman, resubscribed for 5 months.
Next year,
Thank you,
target.
Ackerman.
Thank you.
Top screen,
Thank you.
100 bits.
Top screen.
Thank you.
Black Mac Labs, subscribed for the first time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
CD Briggs, 36 months. Hello there.
Hello there.
Patrick Bro, 500 bits.
Thanks,
Thank
Patrick.
you, Patrick.
Underhand Comic, resubscribed for 18 months.
Yes, thank you.
Night Owl Lenny, 25 bits. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Indeed.
And her again with 42 bits.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lenny.
But I believe
Aang can save the world.
Y890 subscribed saying, Rick, sell them Trigun in 20 seconds.
So, Trigun is a 90s anime that stars Bash the Stampede. It takes place in the desert. It's pretty awesome. I'm out of breath.
It's not selling me
It's
so
got some
far.
amazing music. It has a dude that carries a cross. That
5
is
seconds.
the most amazing. He's so good. It's so good we should watch it. It's better than Cowboy Bebop.
That's impossible. I'm.
right. Sounds good.
Time's up, Rick.
All right. Aramaic, 100 bits. Curious if Eric and Aaron have seen the cool interactions Mark Kolpak is having with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans, asking him a ton of questions on Twitter in the last few weeks. Tagged Aaron some stuff, as well as Elizabeth Hinstridge doing live watches of her YouTube. You guys would enjoy watching after you've seen the episodes. Tons of cast and crew involved.
Yeah, I haven't digged too far into the responses he's been giving, but I've seen a couple of them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I saw Aramaic tag me on Twitter, and I actually was checking it out, so.
Also, I want to check out that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. What is it, Aaron? The auction?
Yeah. No, don't check it out.
I want to check it out.
No, we got to steer people away from it.
No one should ever look at it so that we
Yeah.
can get
So we can
props
buy
from the
stuff.
show.
Yeah, they're auctioning off a lot of the props because of the show ending.
It's possible we
man.
could get the actual Shotgun X.
I could get
Calvin.
Coulson's suit.
He could get a suit.
That's-
We could get the
that's gonna
actual
be a lot.
Shotgun X from the show. We gotta get it. Gotta get it.
Is this a charity?
Well, yeah. At the end of shows, they usually like auction off like the props and stuff from it. So
Okay.
It's never
It's-
coming back.
it's to make money.
No.
Oh, all right.
They did the same thing for like Daredevil costumes, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Joker Man, subscribe for the first time.
Thank you, Joker Man.
Captain Fishlip for 15 months.
Captain Fish Lips.
Nether, 4 months.
Nether, thank you.
White Shine for the first time.
That rhymed.
Thank you.
Kaiser tipped $5. Blind Wave. Oh, have you guys heard of Hasbin Hotel? Hell of a Boss, Holidays, and The Attic MV. They're all made by the independent YouTube creator called VisiPop. The quality is comparable to professional shows. I think you would enjoy them.
Nope,
I've
never heard of
Hasbin
No.
Hotel, and that's it.
Don't know anything about it.
What, Aaron?
No, I typed in the thing to see like what
They've added?
what they were going to be putting the prop stuff towards, but I found a list of highlights of the upcoming auction and sale price estimates.
Oh,
With the top one being the shotgun axe for $10,000 to $15,000,
okay.
and the last one being Phil Coulson's costume at $1,500 to $2,500.
Okay.
It's more affordable than the $10,000.
Yeah,
Okay,
but,
yeah.
but
Definitely.
but
and his badge for $2,500 to $3,500.
I want the more expensive one.
Darkhold book $8,000 to $10,000.
That the Dark Hole would be really awesome.
Ghost Rider costume $8,000 to $10,000.
That's it's a cool jacket and jeans, but yes, that would be cool.
Anyway, some more cool stuff. But man, Phil Coulson's costume's at the bottom.
Yeah, just a suit.
Lucky Lewis resubscribed for 14 months. Bigfoot resubscribed for 21 months. What's good, y'all? Hope you all have been well. These hints were wild, Rick. I love the ridiculous of it. And Berserk will come in time, and it will be glorious.
Yes.
Glorious.
Well, indeed.
give in.
I do want to say I love Crusader's shotgun axe he made us,
Yeah.
but it's not
It's not the shotgun axe.
It's not
shotgun
the
axe.
shotgun axe,
It's
yeah.
not one of my most famous reactions of all time.
You loved your X-Wing toy as a kid.
Yeah.
But if you could get an actual X-Wing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Jean Grey.
Like the
I'd
one
love
that was at the Star Wars Celebration. If you had that,
Yes.
like that would be so much
Yeah,
different than my
yeah.
X-Wing toy.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought you said X-Men.
X-Men.
Oh,
I
X-Men.
thought you said X-Men. I'm like, yeah, like Jean Grey.
I could get my own.
Yeah, that's
Jean
a
Grey.
great. That would be a great one to have.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Jean Grey. I mean,
Chi Guy, 100 bits.
I
Have
don't know.
any of you played Hollow Knight or plans to play?
I have not.
I
Hollow
own it.
Knight?
It's on my list.
I need to figure out what I'm going to be playing because next week, like I said, will probably be my last Dark Souls streams.
Probably not.
So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing next. So make sure you join in. I might maybe put some options on a poll to see what I'm going to go into next over on my stream on Monday. So
Nice.
make sure to join in.
The Pyraph gifted a sub.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pyraph.
Thank you.
Mimdy, 100 bits. My Academia movie, Heroes Rising, win, win, win. Not for a while.
Whenever we're able to watch it and not have any spoilers.
It's
Yeah.
It's like not until after the next season and halfway through the next, I
don't know,
think.
something
It's
like that.
something crazy.
when Rob tells us to.
Yep.
Snake Doctor subscribed.
Thank you, Snake Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tattoo Mo resubscribed for 13 months at tier 2.
Mo.
Thank you, Mo.
Alicia resubscribed for 27 months. Happy anniversary to Magrick.
Yay.
Magrick.
Paragonist subscribed for the first time.
Thank you.
Dip resubscribed at tier 2 for 31 months. Thanks for fun and awesome 31 months, guys. What game are you going to play tomorrow, and why is it Fall Guys?
Fall Guys is a contender.
Yeah.
It's one that we've been talking about. I don't know. Is there that many people that want us to play Fall Guys?
It would be fun and awesome.
It looks really cool, and it seems like it would be a fun game to play.
Unless you're out early, and then it's a fun game to watch.
Yeah, but we'd have more of us.
Hopefully.
That's what
Tomorrow there'll be more
I was
of
doing when we were
us.
playing.
Hilding,
shoot.
500 bits. Finally, Tengen Toppen Gurren Lagann. The greatness is finally here. C. Burke,
Yep.
resubscribe for 10 months. Cookies are the best.
Yep.
Cookies. Where'd you get a cookie from?
13th Doctor, subscribed for the first time.
Thank you, 13th Doctor.
Thank you.
Jazz Medra,
Jesus.
100 bits.
Yes.
Just curious, have any of you watched Rurouni Kenshin, Burn Notice, or White Collar? I have seen Rurouni Kenshin. It's amazing.
I've
seen
watched Burn Notice.
I've seen Burn Notice.
and I've seen White Collar. Both of those shows are some of my favorites. I love them both.
Haven't seen either.
Haven't seen any of those?
Really?
Not
Burn Notice is
even,
good.
not even Rurouni Kenshin?
No.
Rurouni Kenshin is amazing.
I know things about it, but I've never seen it.
No. White Collar's a lot of fun, and Burn Notice is pretty good. I have a lot of fun watching that. Bruce Campbell's in it.
That's
Yeah.
true. It has his own movie for it, too.
It's true.
He does.
It's great.
Where was I?
There's also a poll above the chat. Make sure you guys check it out and vote in the poll.
Nice.
Eric, don't click on it. No, you've ruined it all.
The Pyraf gifted 5 subs, and 06 Sykesa gifted 10. Thank you very
10.
much.
Thank you.
5 then
Thank you
10.
so much,
very
Zero.
much.
Shapira and 0.
And I am at the end.
But we
I
just
win.
hit a hype train.
Yep.
Ooh.
I feel like that means we should at least take some more questions or stay on until the
Alright,
hype train's
I
over.
got more questions.
Okay.
So
and
let's-
Snake Doctor 15.
So as long as the hype train's going on, guys, we're going to continue. Once it's over, that will probably be
Subscribe.
towards the end of the stream. So
Dan says, hashtag justice for Wilro Hood.
Yes, I know. Pong killed him.
what?
He
There's a
sniped
whole
him.
story behind Woodrow Hill.
You
He's actually
monster.
trying to smuggle out rebel names so that the empire who was taking over wouldn't get it. He was a fucking hero.
He was a hero.
A hero. And I have his action figure.
Nice.
Is any of that true?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
legends, but yeah.
Okay.
Nightly Lioness, do you all enjoy musicals? Do you have a favorite musical? And since it was mentioned, favorite song from Hamilton, Have a Lovely Day, guys, stay safe.
I mean, I really enjoy musicals. Hamilton's such a different kind of musical than
Musicals.
conventional
My
stuff.
Fair Lady.
I like
I
Phantom of
really
the
got
Opera.
one.
I'm a basic
Phantom of the Opera is good.
bitch.
I like Grease.
Dr. Horribles.
Yeah.
Grease sounds right.
Yeah, Grease is.
Actually, I used to hate it, and then grew to like it a lot. Was Rent
Right, that's
was
good.
one that like
'Cause of
my
Flash.
first time watching it. I'm like, I don't because what?
Flash, Jesse Martin.
No, not because of that. No,
Gotcha.
it was no, it was weird. I saw it for the first time with my ex, and I was like, I don't know, it's okay. But I also I didn't watch a lot of musicals or anything. And then later on, I watched it again with Melanie and stuff, and I liked it much more. And it has some like really good songs that I like.
Yeah.
So
I like Rocky.
Rocky.
Yeah.
I
Balboa?
like...
No, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, you know what? I
Oh.
don't like that movie.
That's a good one.
Do you not?
I like low key hate it. Like I don't
But it's
know.
Tim Curry.
I know, and I love Tim
It's
Curry.
one of his
but
most
for
iconic roles.
I haven't seen it for a long time. Maybe it was when I was younger.
You
but
low
like,
key
maybe.
hate it.
like I
Wow.
don't want to say I hate it, but like
Low key though.
I feel like
think I
You
hate
said it pretty
I
high
feel
key.
like
There's
it's-
400
yeah.
people
I
watching
feel like
you
it's
say
not
that.
that good and it's hyped up too much.
Yeah.
But maybe I just need to watch it again.
It's cult, man.
I really
know.
like it.
I don't know. Rick likes it, so I don't know.
I like West Side Story. I like The King and I. My favorite is a musical. It's Once.
Once
Yeah, which is
I don't know
a
that one.
Irish. I think he's Irish. He's a singer-songwriter, and it's about him and his songs, kind of. I don't know. It's just a really good love story.
That's okay. I want to watch Hamilton, and me and Melanie haven't watched it yet. It's been on my list.
We had it on a movie poll. It got second.
Yeah, I also want to watch. There's a thing between me and Melanie because I want to watch Greatest Showman because I never watched it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And she watched it without me, and I give her a hard time. She goes, "You were in L.A. I had nothing to do." And I was like, "You watched it without me, Melanie." So I've been giving her a hard time about that. She goes, "Oh my gosh,
I just sang a thing from that today.
did you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
You didn't know. I was like, yeah, I guess you didn't know.
I know.
See, that's the one I low-key hate. I didn't like Great
Hey,
Showman at all.
Jesus Christ. This guy doesn't
Dude,
like
does
bacon
Blues
either.
Brothers count as a
Bacon.
musical?
Huh?
Does Blues Brothers count as a musical?
Nah.
I love Blues Brothers. I love
Do they
it.
break out into song in the story?
Yeah.
Like in the middle of a scene and they don't address it?
Rolling.
They do. Ray
It
Charles,
is
like they.
rolling.
Is there a dance number in the scene?
Is Wayne's World a musical?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do.
there is.
Like, there's lots of moments when it's like them in a band and stuff. But like, there's one I'm thinking of that was, I believe it was Ray Charles in a music store.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there, and then he just sits down at the piano, like, "Bum, bum, 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 brr." And then like the Blues Brothers just start dancing and stuff inside there, and then it cuts out to the street, and people are just dancing in the street for no reason. Like,
I think they're making fun of musicals.
I don't know, I loved it.
I mean,
They-
also, most
great.
of the Disney movies are musicals too.
True.
Yeah.
And I like most of the Disney movies.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
I mean, is it question specifically a Disney or a musical movie or a musical like a stage
It's a
play?
musical.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to see a lot of stage plays. I've watched some local ones and stuff, but
Yeah.
like I've never been to like
Yeah.
Broadway.
Hairspray. Hairspray's
Just
fun.
musicals.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hairspray was pretty fun.
I like
I've
that one.
seen Hairspray.
Oh, you should.
I'll have to.
You'll like the casting.
CD Briggs asks, how do we redeem questions?
It's a wait, you redeem that
There you go.
to do that. But for
A
anyone who
circle
doesn't
has
know,
no beginning.
you use your blind wave tokens at the bottom. In the bottom below chat, there's a little circle thing. You click that, redeem a question there.
Indeed. Hype train's still going, right?
Hype train's still going, and it goes on based on bits and subs that are gifted or redeemed, and that's what is upping the levels to extend the timer.
All right.
We have 2 minutes left right
Keeping
now.
on then. Yizing, have you seen that historical fiction author who put the Breath of the Wild dye recipe in his book?
I did. That was one of my favorite stories of the week. I forgot all about it. This guy was looking up. He Googled, and he didn't Google deep enough. He's like, "How do you dye clothes red?" And what he found was an article, a tutorial on how to dye Link's clothes red from Breath of the Wild. So he
Oh my
included
gosh.
Lizophos, he included Octoroks, and something else.
Yeah.
Which were ingredients only found in The Legend of Zelda.
That's
he put
amazing.
this in a serious book because he was just like, all right, I gotta dye this
I
red.
have no idea how to dye
Just-
this.
Yeah, I don't know
shit.
how to do that. Okay, Lizophos tail. Okay, that sounds like a thing. And he put him in there, so it's
Wait,
a
so he-
fantastic, wonderful
You
thing.
think a historical fiction author would know how to research?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So he was writing a historical fiction to be
Yeah.
like a realistic
A
fictional
realistic
story
story,
kind of
yeah.
thing, and he used those as how to
He
dye
just
red
looked
clothes.
up how do you make clothes red, and the first thing that popped up was a tutorial from
That's funny.
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
He had no idea. Fantastic.
it's funny. I like it.
Which foods are high in protein? Ask another man.
Huh?
Foods are high in protein. I mean, meat,
Eggs.
beans,
A lot of protein.
Protein powder.
Uh,
Probably
nuts.
where I would start.
Pro- Protein
bugs,
bars.
bugs,
Protein
a lot of protein
powder.
bugs, cockroaches, crickets.
are they all high in protein?
Sure, I think
Ants
I don't know.
ants have a pretty decent
Yep.
weight to protein value.
and they're
Really?
strong
Chicken?
already, so they. A lot of
Chicken is good in protein.
Yeah. Yesterday, like I was like, you know what? I want more protein. Whenever we got Wendy's, and I had a double baconator, and a spicy chicken sandwich, and at least 10 chicken nuggets.
He stacked them all in one sandwich.
It was like this high.
I ate a lot. Ate a lot.
With the Mandalorian Season 2 trailer drawing closer, what are you guys hoping to see in it? I know Eric must be looking forward to as much Darksaber shots as possible.
Oh, as many as possible.
To be fair,
yes.
I am. But yeah, that trailer should be dropping here soon. They said something about like it playing during like NFL stuff or something like that. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Is there still NFL stuff going on?
I think
whole
so.
thing with
Yeah.
all that.
The only thing is that with them introducing the Darksaber into the Mandalorian, I just feel like we have to be careful with having Rick and Calvin around a little bit. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But there's no way you guys are missing that. So
Imagine we're watching it, we just punch him and knock him out.
yeah.
So,
Tear gas!
alrighty. Rick, the hype train is now over. Congrats to everybody. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you, guys.
contributing to the hype train. Congrats to everyone who got emotes and whatnot too. That got spread out to everybody. So, but I think that's gonna be it for this. We also, oh man, the poll. I forgot there was a poll running. Rick.
Yes, we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, playing a video game.
Yes.
Might be Fall Guys, might be something else.
Be exciting to see. So make sure you guys come back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at twitch.tv/blindwave.
Thank you, Snake Doctor.